Silly me.
Boop. Out of the way. All right. Think we're good. Think we're solid. Let's see if this is going to be like a day. Or just like a... not great. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. Anyway, what is up, everyone? This is... Coffee with the Soul. I'm your host. We're going to chat. We're going to talk. We're going to look at something, actually. I might do a... this might be a working thing, like, right away. So we'll see, like, what happens there. Whatever. Boop. So we're going to do some remix stuff. But we're also going to wait. We're going to wait and see if or when the PTR is going to come up. And if we're going to be able to check out early access. Not early access. If we're going to be able to check out housing for this, what might be a 2-day period. I'm hoping that when it finally comes up, they're going to extend it out to like whatever appropriate time because of the time that's been lost. That's my hope, at least. Did I fart before turning the mic on? I think we heard it. No, I did not have the mic on until like I started. Oh, actually, I think I have in-game sounds on. Yeah, in-game sounds were on. So you might have heard like a consecration or like something like that. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. It's a new week. It's Tuesday. We got vaults to check out, although I already checked mine. Spoiler alert. All I got was transmog. It was just a hero axe, I believe. Yeah, a hero track axe that I got. So I picked that thing up because there was like nothing else for me to get. Yeah, I did not do a whole lot of stuff on live rounds. I've been... Okay, this is considered a live round, but I've been doing remix stuff. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me give a quick hi to people. What's up to Dragging? You're the first person to say hi. What's up? What's up to Grim, to Arumis, to Ricotta Cat, to Chungus. What's up to Boomer and Flea Princess, to Swamp Beast, to Patty, and Rye and Darth, and Peter, and Akasachi, and to the rest of y'all, the beautiful digital smiling faces are going to join us throughout the day. There's still drops going. It is for the Pit Lord thing. Kind of forgot. If you haven't claimed it yet, just make sure that you double check twitch.tv/inventory. Make sure you got your credits, claim it, get it. Cool. I think that's right. Yep, that's right. Hi, Ray. Hope you're doing all right. Say hi. Let's see. Did Blizzard give everyone the OG Legion Cat and Bear Mage Tower forms? I have them now. I've never done the Mage Tower on Madruid. They should not have. I think there was a bug that happened earlier, and they said they were going to take those away, or fix the bug. So you might still have it, but count on it just going away later on, which is very sus, right? A lot of clamor for the whole Mage Tower appearance thing, and then of all things, those appearances bug out and become available for folks. It almost makes me think that something's going to happen to make them available somehow, some way. But I don't know. I'm thinking no, and this is just like the worst coincidence ever. But I'm not sure. How much infinite power do I currently have? Yeah, so let's go over like how I've been doing in the remix thing so far. So my current infinite power is this. I'm a little bit under 1 million. Not too much. I got 19 infinite knowledge. I think I'm missing like 1 or 2 more that I can possibly get. One is for... I think one of them is for world bosses. Because I don't think we've seen all the world bosses yet. But then I only started doing world bosses the other day. So I've been bad. And I think that's it. Actually, I think that's the only one that I'm really missing. Otherwise, I haven't been progressing that far into Power Front, but I'm also almost done with what I want to do. Because I did like a whole crap ton of achievements. I did like all the quests. All the quests are done. I still need to do like the 100 Heroic World quest, so I might be doing that here on stream while we wait for the PTR to come up. But then otherwise, things like, trying to farm up all the crazy power and stuff and soloing stuff, it's not necessary. Like I can chill and hold off on that. Once the especially because I have my guild here too, a couple of them have been working super hard at and they've been organizing runs and all that stuff too, so I've been riding their coattails for the most part. So when the time comes when we get to like the new phase, it's just gonna be like what Nighthold that opens up, some more questing, and like that's it. So I can easily like hop in on that, get the achievement in, boom, done. And then getting like the plus 30, I can just wait. I can just wait until like a little bit later too. So I'm feeling like this remix is very, very chill compared to the mop one. Because we're able to like get all of our goals done really fast. Like during the mob remix, it took a little while. This time around, not so much. Not so much. Is there more than one drop from Twitch currently? No, there is not. It's just the one. Didn't too much. I did three delves yesterday, but like don't get anything good anymore. I am fine. I did manage to get my gilded for the week. So like I was very lucky last night. It was like midnight. And I was like, all right, let me take care of this real quick. Smashed them real quick because I got the flicker gates every time. I was like, oh, so I'm only doing like half a delve and like I'm good to go. 6.664 and 2.4 million infinite power. Nice. It's as chill as it's as chill as you want it to be. Especially because like the goals, they're not very high. Now, what is cool for those who want to like, really work at it, there is keys. People can still work towards doing keys, and they'll be able to find like some sort of infinite difficulty for them, and some constant challenge. So for them, the climb keeps going. But for folks who are just looking for like the rewards and the bronze and whatnot, it seems really chill. It seems very, very, very chill. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are even playing. On at least from my POV, it doesn't matter like what a lot is. It's like, is my guild playing? Yes. Are we able to, are a few of them like doing organized runs each night and doing like the heroic mythic stuff? Yes. Cool. Good for me. But yeah, my item level's like not that high. It's only 646. Bag is my bag item level. I mean, I don't even have a lot of stuff in my bags either, but I have items that are like throwing me off. But I'm basically 656. Like that's what you want to typically look at. Like what's your highest item level thing, and that's kind of like the realm that you're hanging out. So I'm 656. So still a ways to go. How often are the infinite researchers supposed to reset? I feel like only 4 to 5 new ones reset each day out of the 18 I can have. You basically get 3. So if you're maxed out and you run out of things to do, you're only going to get like 3 more that you can possibly do. At least as far as I've seen. Yeah, so at my research level, I can gain 3 new tasks every day. Can I get more? Something... Because I don't know. Tenured... okay, so I can do more. But that's going to take a while. Because I only get 3. That sucks. that means I pretty much have to, let's see, that's between 100 days. So if I use an alt, I'll be able to get this farther. But I need an alt to do it, and that's doo-doo. I don't like that. Yeah. Not a way to keep stringing us along at all. I mean, I'm not... So the thing is, I don't have to be on every day. Because this increments by 3, I can just wait. And then every 5 days just say, just like attack everything and like boom, knock it out. So it's not that big of a sweat. So I need to basically be on once a week. Oh well. I've gotten super lucky and got 660s, rings and trinkets and the things. And yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just what stamina. That's the only difference that you get between this and like something else and like stamina or whatever. Big whoop. Some dude on Reddit slammed a bunch of alts into remix and found that the experience bonus stops at 400. Yeah, I think what that person did, I saw that. He just kept leveling them up because they get like a bonus. So I think it was like about 10 alts he set up and then ran into that. I mean, 400 is still pretty good, It's not the, I would say between comparing Legion remix and Mop remix, there's definitely like the whole XP gain with the Mop remix is way further, is, you know, much higher. At the same time though, I feel like we live in a world where we get XP boosts on the regular. Like, we saw that another Turbulent Timeways is going to happen in the upcoming 11.2.7. There's going to more than likely be another leveling kind of thing, a leveling scheme of some sorts, happening in the 12.0 pre-patch. So, while yes, there is that direct comparison we can make, I feel like the impact of not having the stupid leveling event again, I feel like it's lessened these days. But that's just me, because I'm not that big on leveling alts. So, what do I know? I think the Sargera and Caldera Mog said so. Yeah, that's been my focus and what I've been trying to push folks in like the little guides that I'm doing every Monday. Let's focus on like the things that you're gonna be doing anyway, as opposed to like, you know, the power grind or trying to find like the best hyper spawn or whatever that was. I totally missed out on that. But oh well, not a big deal. It's not going. You know, that's not gonna change my behavior in much of any way. Okay, so I think I'm kind of warmed up. Any news on the PTR? No, basically. All I know is that it might hopefully come up today. That's it. I mean, well, okay, that's not really, it's not like inside information. Of course, they're going to be trying again, like on their next opportunity. But I don't think they've said anything yet. It's just going to be up when it's up. The way I'm looking at it. So we're just going to sit here, right here, and wait. Welcome to the content. Now we're going to be doing some stuff in the meantime. I do want to record a fun little video where I want to feature an add-on and a website to help people along with collecting housing decor. We'll get to that in a bit. Let me say hi to a couple more folks. XP Gaming is $130 right now, and it goes so fast. What's mine at? Mine is at $151. 151. That seems pretty good. And of course, I can get higher with alts and all that, so all good. Mop was much better for no-lifers for sure. At the same time, Mop was like so limited. Like, think of it like this. You know, we have, while we do have, you know, kind of an infinite grind, because we can technically grind all the way up to 740 if we want to. We can grind to that 999. No one's done it yet, I don't think. I hope not. But people have been able to use like those early boosts to like get pretty far along with that. At the same time, Legion just has so much content. There's like so much to do here. And while the other phases aren't going to introduce too much, at least from my point of view, the doing the phases, it seems fine. It feels like a good way to not drop too much on people to make it feel like it's overwhelming. You know, because if they did drop like everything, of course there would be people who were done with everything already right now, and then they'll like run out of stuff to do, whatever. But it would make the other people who were just like kind of chilling, taking their time, be like, I don't know, it would create this sort of divide that I feel like would be a little uncomfortable. Now, in fairness, you can power up in such a way that the later phases they're not going to introduce higher item levels. 740 is it. That's it. So once you get there, like, you're done with the gearing. You can just kind of coast your way through the rest of the stuff. If not, you don't have to worry about being like, oh, I really better like get caught up and grind my way through. Like, if you're not playing hard enough that you can hit 740 like this week or so, don't do it. Don't do that. That's just unhealthy. Because next week they're going to introduce like the next phase, and then the drops that you get from the moats are just going to get higher. I don't know exactly how much higher, but that's how the catch-up is going to work. The moats are just going to give you better gear. So, still says incompatible. So no, realms don't seem to be out. Question: if your guild has multi-faction happening, how is the guild neighborhood going to work? And is the base neighborhood tied to the guild leader's faction? Good question. I don't know the answer to that. But basically, yes, the guild leadership is going to decide which faction the guild neighborhood is going to be in. And that's it. What will need to happen, and it's going to be kind of weird. People in the guild, at least from my understanding right now, with how the system works, people in the guild, they'll need to make a character from the other faction, join the guild, get into the neighborhood, and then once that house is made, then I think they're okay. I think they can delete that character if they wanted to, or they could just have that character there, and then that's going to be like the house building character. You know, because you can be on whatever character you want, as long as yeah, you can really be on whatever character you want. So like my Horde character, I can switch between the Horde and Alliance neighborhood, edit the house, do all that stuff. But the initial purchase of the house, you do need to be the correct faction. I hope that they clean that up a little bit, because it sounds like a little bit messy. But that's all that is. So if you pull a 740 animable character out of Remix, do you keep the 740 gear? No. That is going to be... I think you get... I think they're all item level 6... No, 580, I think? Yeah, it's not going to be... It's going to be like a boosted character. So you're not going to... They're not going to get caught up. Like, if you want to pull your character out because you're done, pull them out. And then do stuff. I assume it's going to use the existing system. If your guild was made in a Horde, it will be a Horde housing plot. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that there will be a clean way to make it so if, let's say, the Horde guild or whatever, the originally Horde guild wants to opt for the Alliance, or wants to opt for the Alliance neighborhood, they just can. But then it's up to the leadership to make that decision. So I'm hoping that's all it takes. Like how despite cross-faction guilds, you can't find an opposite. I think that, well, that needs to be fixed. That's just duty, right? So disappointing in the money customizations. I hope Blizzard gives them more options rather than just reskins. I mean, it's not unlike the Minari stuff. It's not unlike the Dark Ranger stuff, where it's just like colors and all that. I feel you though. Full guild system seems right for an overhaul, but any statements about the Horde and Alliance are still not friendly. Doesn't give a lot of hope that'll happen. I was hoping to. So it was funny, like during one of the group interviews, I did manage to get one of my questions through, where I talked about, hey, you know what? How come private neighborhoods can't be exempt from that whole thing? And he gave a lore-based answer. You know, it's like, you know, despite that, basically, when in Rome, you're gonna have to use that. You're gonna have to use that available architecture. So I'm like, okay, fine. But that's why my other question to Jesse Kalanchek, the housing lead, was all about what was. Yeah, I put some focus on neutral housing. Like, what is neutral housing? Do they mean a neutral race? Do they mean like, or something more abstract? And at first they were just talking about a race. But I was trying to introduce other ideas or other angles, like, well, what if we just don't have something that represents the faction in that neighborhood? So like, hey, maybe you want to be in the quote nicer looking Alliance neighborhood. They want they want to be in a green, you know, a greenish area or whatever. But I don't really care about the architecture at all. I just want to have like a door, or I just want to have like a trap door that just opens up and you dive into your house, or like this thing that's shaped like a spaceship, and then you walk in and then you're like in your house, but it's actually like a satellite house in orbit, but you're just, you know, that's just the story that you're telling. You're just using your imagination, and I think that's fine too. Right now they're just working on launch stuff, and I think that's very important to point out. You know, because some folks, they're going to look at what's given and be like, oh, that's it? Oh my god, how uninspired, yada yada yada. Devs clearly don't know what the audience wants. They know what the audience wants, and it's overwhelming. It's a lot. And they can't possibly launch with everything that everyone wants, because then it'll never launch, right? So they got to start somewhere. Unfortunately, it's going to start with like these kinds of features. We're left wanting. Keep wanting is what I would say. Keep wanting and keep bitching about stuff, things for what you want, and never shut up. Is the PTR coming today? Maybe. That's all I got. Maybe. But I'm gonna be here waiting. I'm gonna be here waiting. In the meantime, let's have some fun with stuff. So, I think I can start. Let me turn off the musicas. Actually, no, I can't. No. Okay. I can make this work. I can make this work just fine. I'll leave the music running. I'm just going to use my other audio channel for that stuff. Let me make sure I have a website. Can we expect a new alpha build today? I'm not sure. Let's see. When did the last one come out? The last one came out Wednesday, so it might be Wednesday. Like they did like this whole. They did kind of a special thing where like they featured me on the main WoW channel, but they wanted to make sure that a build was up before that, and so it was, which was great. But I think that was on a Wednesday, so that could be the target day for starting the third phase of alpha. Time is flying, man. What's my factor code? The link might be there, but I think it might have gone inactive actually. Factor's not bad. Maybe we'll wait until I reach out for them as a sponsor again, and then we'll try it again. Was it Thursday? Maybe it was. I don't know. I might have been off. Oh, big super chat. Thank you so much. If you purchase the neighborhood for the guild, do you then have to allot the spaces, or can they just go on as normal? I appreciate the coverage. Thank you very much, iconography. Iconography. There we go. So if you're doing a guild neighborhood, the way that it works so far is, boom, there's the plot, right? And then you can have folks, try to get in. Now, if your guild's big enough, and if they fill up enough of the plots, then the game will be like, oh, your plot's just about full, or it's almost full. I'm going to spin up another one. And then there's going to be another one that people can hop into. So you can basically have like multiple neighborhoods, but they'll all kind of be coalesced or kind of linked together. And you can jump between these different layers and whatnot. I asked a very specific question about this actually, where I asked, hey, what if like 50 people want the exact same plot, right? What happens with that? The answer was they won't be able to share it like that. They need to kind of distribute themselves along the plots first before another one spins up, and then people can go for like a second one. So for large guilds, it might be a bit of a mess. People are going to want stuff. There's going to be limited space. And it's going to be up to like the community or guild leadership or whatnot to handle that. I haven't put a single thought into it yet. Mostly because I wanted this test to come out. I wanted this test to come out so I can encourage you and the guild and everyone else to hop into the PTR. And if you don't even care about like the testing side of it, like just go ahead and like look around for what you might like. And at least, I guess when I'm thinking about the guild, I guess I would think for them, like, if you're not sure if you care too much about housing, hold off and let the folks who are like super like gung-ho, nasty, like, oh my god, this is gonna be my game. Let them get first crack. Let them have their thing because they are, because it's very important to them. That's probably the most that I'm going to say to the guild. I don't know how else to do it. So I can't wait to see people who don't care take up places just to be obnoxious. I mean, that's something for the guild leader to happen. So Jim's girlfriend's going to get the best plot. What if GM's girlfriend just wants to stay in the same place as the GM then? How about that? Can you hear that right now? Can you hear that hammering? If you can hear it, that's going to be very annoying for me. That right there. Were you able to hear that? Nope. Yes. Thank you, Elgato magic stuff for cancel. Oh, that would have been annoying. Thank you guys. How exactly are us regular folks supposed to check out housing again? Get on the PTR, So you can just download the player test realm. Just go to your BattleNet's account page if you haven't before. If you've never done this before, by going to the account page, it'll have like some link there to download the PTR. Download that, and that'll help you get started. I think there are a couple of trolls in the guild. Could be. Then I'll just kick them. That's it. So yeah, but you know, if they make any sort of if they even try to make a convincing argument to be like, no, I really care about this, I'm not going to disrespect that either, you know. So we have fewer than 50 active, but trying to help those in off time zones. Yeah, that's why I do recommend, hey folks, get onto the PTR and then just choose like a couple that you like the most, and then eventually y'all probably need to like have a sit down or plot a thing and be like, all right, which things do you want? This, you know, that could be it. I hope they work the bountiful delves rotation at midnight. Some days I feel demotivated to do mine when the 4 bountifuls are just some of the worst delves ever. Aw, I like all the delves. Except Site 9 I don't like. The new one I don't like. I don't even know what it's called because I disrespect it that much. They're very long by comparison. Hope to see you again at BlizzCon if we ever have it again. They do plan on having one. And at least as far as I'm thinking, I do want to go, which reminds me of something. Hold on. Sorry, I was supposed to reply to something. Sorry. Mostly. All right, sorry. That was important enough to think. Yeah. When you open social panels, you have a new tab called Recent, and then you see people you've been in groups with in session. Is kind of cool. It is kind of cool. As someone who doesn't pug though, it's not going to be. I know it's not useful for me because this is like I'm always with my guild anyway. But yeah. Did Abuba say it was coming up today? No. Multiplayers are sharing the same plot. Okay, so we're gonna do this now. I hit the record button and I totally got derailed in like the best way. You guys have been awesome. I pudded last night. I got invited to a thing, whatever. That barely counts. Okay, so what is up everyone? This is Soul with another video, and today I want to talk to you, or at least I want to share a couple of resources on how to get housing now. Okay, you're not really going to get it now, but you can start working towards these things. And these are just like some really useful trackers that have just been unearthed or have just been like hell uploaded. And I want to share them with you because they're pretty damn useful. Please like the video, subscribe for more stuff. Let's get right to it. I believe this one's through HB. Cool. So this first thing, we're getting right into it, folks. So this one's called Homebound. And what this is, it's a very easy thing that tracks all of your achievements, and it'll tell you what kinds of housing you'll be able to get with these achievements that you had done. That's it. It's very easy. So it links to this and the other website that I'll talk about. It's going to be in the video description. But let's go ahead and take a look at Homebound right now so you can get an idea of how it works. Then of course, hey, if you want to download it too, you can check it out and see where you're at. So it shows a list of like all the different expansions, with the exception of the remix for some reason. I don't know why it doesn't show the remix, but we'll get to that. But you simply do a mouse over, and it's going to show you the kind of achievement that it's asking for. Like for example, Green Hills of Stranglethorn. And then if you did that quest line, and I think there's like some lead ups to it as well. Then you get this thing, this little trophy to hang up. The one thing we don't know is like, where do you get more of these? That I'm not quite sure of, but you'll at least be able to get your first one like right away. another one here in Eastern Kingdoms, full caravan. Basically, you need to do all the Fiona stuff in Eastern Plaguelands. I actually did not do that. So here's another thing. If you left click on the achievement, it's going to pop up your progress here. So while it does kind of bug out a little bit, you can see like all the links are green there, but I actually didn't do it. I'm actually missing one here. So it'll show you like what it is you're missing, so you know like what your progress is. You can of course hide the completed stuff, but you know, for the sake of showing you guys what's going on, it'll show you like from each expansion what kinds of things are being asked for. So do the more dots achievement, you just got to knock that dude out. Do Hemet Nezinwar stuff again for a different kind of trophy, and then we just kind of go down the list. Now I also want to very much point out that decor is coming all over the place in this game. It's going to come from achievements, it's going to come from drops, it's going to come from just vendors that you can just buy stuff off of for like a couple of gold or a couple of dozen gold or maybe 100 something gold. So you can buy like a whole bunch of stuff right away too. It's honestly going to feel overwhelming like this first go at housing, because people are going to try to pick up like as much of everything as they can for their own reason. And one reason to pick these up is because every time you pick up a piece of decor for the very first time, you get some housing experience. This housing experience goes towards your level. These levels go towards increasing the amount of decor you'll be able to lay down, what your budget is going to be. You get some new unlocks, new room types you can make, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty darn cool. But yeah, moving on, we have Stone Throne sort of thing for the Blood in the Snow scenario, which I totally forgot what that is. And we just kind of go down. Yeah, we'll go down to, wait, no Warlords? Is there no Warlords achievement? Okay, let me rephrase. There are currently no Warlords achievements. I'm sure that's going to be added, and from the feel of it, the author is going to add more as we go. So, you know, definitely keep an eye on that. So what else do we got? Let's see. So Legion, we have a couple of these. This is a very nice bed, and this is just like a bed. It doesn't sound like so far there's going to be like this very special thing that, you know, it's like a super one of a kind. Okay, there's absolutely nothing like this from these achievements, but there are going to be like a few unique things. I think there's like a portal that we can eventually unlock. What is this right here? This is I don't know what that's supposed to be. Yeah, what is that? It's like a grinder of some sort. It looks like kind of a grinder. For BFA, maybe that is. So there's a unique looking thing, little toolbox looking thing. Shelves. Okay, that's something that a lot of people are going to like. That's a great, okay. Let me take that back. There are going to be some pretty unique things that are going to be coming out of here. Some pretty unique contraptions, piles of gears. Okay, that's going to be very cool for someone like me who wants to create like this. Okay, I'm a weird one. I'm going to confess. One thing that I'm thinking of doing, I want to make like a house, but it's also like a bunker, because what I want to do is have the house, but I want to, you know, cobble all these parts together and make it look like there's a giant cannon coming out of the house. And the house, it's not even going to be a house. It's going to feel like kind of a bunker. I'm very weird, but that's my current inspiration, and I think I'll be able to pull it off, and those gears are going to help. Some cool rugs. Yeah, it's just like a wide variety of different things that we'll be able to set up. Some of which are labeled here as faction exclusive, and there are very few of that faction exclusive things that are going to be coming out. But I am jealous that they're going to get this very cool stone, you know, the stone fireplace. I would want that. I don't think we're going to get like a stone fireplace, are we? It sure doesn't look like it so far, but hey, we do get boxes and barrels. Go us. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of I'm just gonna, you know, skim through. We're seeing some earthen looking stuff. That's very cool. Rocket fountain looking thing, and of course, again, there's going to be a lot more stuff that's going to be coming out. We have some PvP specific stuff. So things that you have done in the past. Alterac Valley, tower defense stuff. Actually, yeah, are there any like weird, crazy achievements here? Nothing so far, but I know that there's going to be something unique that comes from the meta achievement, which I don't think is here. So I figured that that would be a thing that shows up. So again, they're going to be adding more stuff as we go. So this just gives us an idea of like what's coming. I do definitely recommend like checking out this add-on. Okay, did we get the Great Vault? Okay, so here's the meta achievement. There we go. So here's Farewell to Arms. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Here's the portal, and then here we basically get the Great Vault, which is pretty sweet. I kind of like that. I want that. And there's some profession-specific stuff too. Now, again, one thing that they didn't mention here was the stuff from the remix. So I invite you over to this completionism.com. Completionism.com is the correct pronunciation of the site. I think I misspoke it like the other day. But if you go back to this site here, plug in your information by hitting the refresh and then adding your character information here, and just make sure it's like downloaded. I featured this the other day talking about how you can show your infinite knowledge sources. So it's like, hey, this is how far I've gotten and everything. But then here's another special thing specific for the remix. You can use this toggle to show rewards, achievements that reward housing decor. So now we can kind of take a new look at what's going on here and then decide, okay, how do we want to plan our Legion remix adventure for those of you who might have already got like item level 740 and you're at like 300 versatility or some crazy stuff like that. So here's where we're at. You'll need to do pretty much all the zone achievements, which we've done, so far in this phase, we've done pretty much everything except for the Wardens, I guess. Legion Fall and Aggressing Reach, that's going to come like quite a few phases later. Doing a bunch of dungeons is going to get you some stuff. And there's another website that I'll go ahead and link as well. This comes direct from Blizzard that shows all the rewards that come from the Legion remix. This is just a cool way of showing where you're at if you wanted to plug in your information and then show and then be able to see it here. The other thing on top of that is even once you do get these achievements the first time, you'll be able to buy more of them with bronze. On the site, you'll see that there's going to be a certain bronze cost for all of these things. And what I'm probably going to do, I'm not going to stress too much over buying like everything that comes from the remix, because I might still be able to get them like normally. So yeah, maybe I'll still be doing Legion runs like forever and ever and ever. But I think I'm going to want to focus my bronze purchases on just buying multiple copies of like these torches and candles and other decor if I wanted to have this very strong Fel themed house, inside or outside, and just have all of it like this basically I'll be able to make my own black temple, which will be very, very cool. So I'm going to be saving up my bronze for that kind of possibility. And, you can too or not. But this is a cool opportunity. We're starting to see these things coming out the woodwork where, things that are trying to help us along with housing. So I invite you to check out this website. Definitely check out the add-on. Let me know what you guys think. And that's going to be it. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy. Cool. How do you get Homebound to come up? /HB. It seems the Mage Tower Druid form thing got fixed today. Social's going to be real messy later on today. I mean, it seemed obvious enough that it was a bug, unfortunately. But people are going to be seething. Let them seethe. And yeah, well, what a weird thing for Blizzard to like screw up on. Very, very odd. You'd think that of all the kinds of bugs that they would that would happen, that one is just kind of like poetic, almost poetic. Yeah, Grim, how are you gonna do channel point redemptions during a recording? Tisk. I mean, it doesn't pick up, but rude. Let's see. Terry Linsall records his episodes during these streams, and I've been subscribed to his YouTube for you. Sometimes I do it, especially React stuff. React stuff I'll typically do live, because I usually happen to be streaming while these things come out. That's the secret to the sauce. There are times where things will come out like later, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, I'll like talk this other thing up. And then it's the right one. Is it this one? To see how I react to them. What a troll. All right, 10 minutes. I think that's the one. Yep. Okay. I think yesterday. Yeah, I think yesterday, Mr. GM put out a very cool video where he basically did this, but he did it on his own. Like he pulled up the models, the achievements. He described everything one thing at a time, and so on and so forth. And then this add-on came out today, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'll just use this. I'll just make my own, and I'll use this to do it. Easy. No, he gets all the credit though. He works extremely hard. I'm extremely scummy. Could be worse. I could have found a way to disrupt you. No, you wouldn't. Are we there yet? Are we there? I think the one thing that you could possibly do to disrupt it is like just start saying bannable things in chat, and then I would just block out the chat, and that's it. So, you think the PTR is not good? Yeah, what do you think the over-under or whatever is going to be? You think it's going to count? You think it's going to happen today? I'm crossing my fingers. Crossing all the fingers. Do I have Discord on D&D? No, but I have Discord sounds disabled. So, I record on multiple channels, and one of the channels that I'm actually editing right now is just my voice. Nothing else comes through here. So, yeah, don't do that. That's just rude. That's what makes me do drastic things like ban people or something stupid like that. That's the worst reason to ban someone. Oh no, I have all sorts of other distracting sounds coming up that you guys don't even hear. Yeah, trust. Don't worry about it. There are worse things. There are far, far worse things. Okay, so that is good. Do I play on North American realms? Yes, I do. And by the way, also a thanks to Heathen, much appreciated. Thanks to Bjorn of the Northern Sea. Also thanks to Coswell for subscribing. Thank you guys. I have sounds you can't hear, they don't sound good. No. Like sometimes I'll get DMs from my wife, so I mute all that stuff. That's it. I hope they extend housing until 5. I hope so too. You know, they intend for the test to take this long, so hopefully it's not. Hopefully it'll, whatever downtime that they have right now, that they make up for it. Slide into my DMs, dude. Yeah, she's my wife. She's more than welcome. What'd she say? Okay. Time to see if I can solo I have a shot. You can. I mean, at my item level, I can solo. I can. Okay, what did I do yesterday? I definitely did a Court of Stars 2 without much trouble, and I was like goofing around or screwing up on stuff. Yeah, so I can do it too. Hey, but I also just did it on time. And what did I get? I think I got like I got enough motes to make a box. So, like, that's not so bad. Like, when you start running out of quests and things like that, then you'll start, like, looking at other sources. If you want to solo stuff, you can do it. As a tank, at least. As a DPS, I don't know what they need to do. Or if it's hopeless or not. Can you check map on Dragonflight what fishing net is up? It doesn't show up on Wowhead for me. That's weird. I don't know if I'll be able to see it from here on this character at least. Can I? So, Dragon Isles. I barely know how to look for it. I don't think I can see it. Yeah, maybe I need to be there to see it. Because I am not... I got a world quest and stuff. Yeah. Sorry. So let's get this thing going. Was that really helping? Because I showed you nothing. I feel bad. Yeah, that doesn't make me feel very satisfied, dude. I did not feel very helpful. I'm curious if they do something for clockies and healers. Seems you don't make a tank class, you're out of luck, out of stuff early on. Early on, yeah. I mean, come on, dude. Like, I think we kind of know the routine by now. If you make something that is role agnostic, tanks win. That's really it. I just need to know one zone and didn't show until Drazza, so alright. Yeah. That's kind of that's the forever conundrum. Cloth locks are pretty OP. Yeah, as long as you have as long as you have that survivability, like there's that, you're not going to be able to pull everything, but you should also have the throughput to like kill stuff too. Tanks don't really have that. They just survive and outlast everything, which is, hey, we got that for going for us. No, it's not even that the lock pet doesn't tank, it's just that they have a bit more survivability, that's all. But hopefully they'll be able to like nuke stuff fast. Yeah, early on tanks win because they already have like their survivability. That's the thing that DPS are lacking. Once they get themselves cut up, then they'll be fine. I'm actually surprised that there wasn't any rebalancing that was done. Like, I'm frankly surprised that they, at least so far, they were just like, let's just let Twisted Crusade be like the forever more powerful thing. You know, and I don't think we've seen anything about them trying to like address the other trees to try to raise them up at least raise them up. I'm not saying nerf Twisted Crusade, but the other one's got to get bumped up somehow. So lockpet holds aggro and the lock melts mob space. What is the name of the add-on that shows housing items to get and how? I thought I heard you say there was one. I was just talking about it. It's called Homebound. Yeah, I'm about to finish this upload and provide a link to folks. So I need to do 3 links. There's the Curse Forge thing, there's the completionism thing, and then there's the WoW site. So that'll do it. Y'all, right? So let's work on that upload. And then content. Yay! Hopefully something helpful. Even if people just might click on it real quick, get the links, and bounce. I'll take it. But I was really surprised on how, if you get a full group, you'll mostly smash like everything. As long as people have like, relatively good throughput, relatively good gear. I got the thing for doing Trial of Valor without dying, Like, that seemed pretty cake. I saw some people died. Very unfortunate for them. Better luck next day. You know? Yeah, that thing. Yeah, so there's more. He's the one who's been hosting all the runs. Because I'm like, oh, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I would have waited a few weeks and be like, all right, guild, let's go. And I would just take the guild and like, that's it. It's like, you sure about trying to like 9-man mythic? Yeah, we're going. But that's me. All right. Hold on. All right. So, how do I title this one? Useful tools, add-ons for housing collection now. That seems fine. Surprised they didn't make like the whole, like the old achievement where the whole red couldn't die. I mean, it's based on the original achievement, right? Yeah. The Nax achievement, I believe no one could die, right? And so you'd have these hilarious wipes on something like Thaddeus, which is that's the whole with the, you know, don't cross the beam kind of thing. Oh, you guys are seeing something that you're not supposed to. Oh, well, whatever. No biggie. Unlock your remix for being able to try a new class or spec with more forgiveness. I mean, yeah. Try it out. Rely on some powers to like get you by. Level hella fast, right? What'll throw us off though is it's like, okay, cool, we're trying this class out. It feels like this, it feels like that. Okay, cool. And then in a few months, midnight drops. And then everything that you know just gets turned upside down. So we'll see how that works out. All right. Let's make a thumbnail. I have no inspired thumbnails for this though, so I'll do a midnight thing. Let's take him out. Ooh. Maybe I'll just do a housing thing. Yeah, maybe I'll just do a housing thing. So let's get out of here. I'm pretty sure Alpha was still up last I checked. You got screwed by not seeing the tornadoes. Oh, that sucks. You missed out. Well, that's next day. Whatever, dude. We can try it every day. But at least out in the world, I'm already. I think I died yesterday to like something. I tried to pull too much of whatever. I was like, oh, okay, oh, cool. I can still die. That's amazing. Let's do this person. That's not up to me after Mob with Mystery, where I was like, where did those two buttons go? Did I hallucinate that? Yeah. Yeah, because Mob Remix, that was shortly before War Within. Right? Yeah. And when I answer about the housing PTR, is it and why can't I make a PTR for it? It's not up yet. That's all. So when it's up, you should be able to see a server. You hop right in and like, there we go. So we'll see what happens at like 11 o'clock or so, but I don't think the WoW team has officially said anything yet. I know nothing. Like, I'm just running off pure coke, dude. It's like I'm basically setting them up for disappointment. I'm here. We're all waiting. Hello. So here's my Jack Nasty. Here's my ass. Yeah, here's my nasty house. Just full of experiments, goofing around, whatever. Come on, pillow. Nope, can't get on it. Still. And then there's like this little like hodgepodge of a cannon that I tried to attach to it. Like it looks more like just like a water tower of sorts, but I wanted to like make it look cool. Now I think what I do plan on doing is, so like here's the house, right? And then I'm gonna have like so many attachments to it that it's only gonna be like a door. Like here's the door, and then the rest of it is gonna be a cannon. It's just gonna like, it's well, okay, it's gonna shoot at some sort of angle, like out into the sea or something like that, because it at least needs to look like it's pointing somewhere useful. But that's the plan. A big old stone cannon thing out of whatever the hell assets I can throw together. So like I'll get like giant barrels, or if I can create like this kind of series of barrels to make it look like a bunch of chambers, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Finally have the right weekly world quest. I need to finish the war within Medellin today. Nice, nice. Kieran Tordail is just so bad I can totally see myself not having that maxed out by the end of Remix. You get random rep as you complete quests and stuff. So you might, like, I think I managed to get exalted with Dreamweavers before I even started doing quests with them. So yeah, as a goblin engineer, I approve this, look for that. I mean, it's going to be goblin stuff. Like, I'm gonna get a bunch of these, dude. like what is this thing called? This thing's called a I don't know what it's called. Crap. But I'm gonna get like a bajillion of these, and like, you know, I'll line them up around like the barrel or something like that. It'll be sick, dude. Like this is like this here is like a fountain, but I just kind of like fused it together. I'm like, ah, it looks fine. It looks fine. Sure, no problem. But yeah, now it's like my little like I don't know, my little turret or something like that. Boom. Or heck, I can have like, so here's what I might be able to try doing. So like if I took took the fountain here, right? Or I take this gazebo looking thing, I make this thing like big. Okay, wrong thing. Make this thing big, right? And then I take this, you know, and kind of like reposition it here. Have this thing like up top here, and then like color this thing red. Then I can have like a bunch of like, you know, I can doll this thing up and be like, all right, cool. Here's like multiple turrets that I could have around the house. Boom. And you're like trying to sneak in, and then this thing's like beep beep beep, bam. Okay, that's just imagination running now, but like that would be something that I'd try to pull off. So I'd probably get like, or maybe I don't need to use the gazebo. I could just use like whatever the hell. You know, I'd cover this up, cover up the water. So maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea to like take this. Actually, no, not like that. Take this and like if it was lowered in such a way that these things covered it, like maybe that would work. But I'd still want to have something to like cover this kind of sort of, or maybe this would be fine because it's supposed to look kind of ghetto. And that could work out. Yeah. Or I could just make this thing like a little bit smaller too. Dude, I'm supposed to do a thumbnail. You know, never mind. This will be the thumbnail. So let me take this, like make it like a little bit smaller. And then make this thing come up here. Maybe that'll work. Perfect. Okay, not perfect, but okay, no one's gonna know what this is. But at the same time, sure. Are the remix reps war banded? They should be, yes. Or at least when you come out of it, it'll be war banded. Like, at least with the... I mean, well, they're warbanded, but also like they're separate. So like they're specific like remix rep achievement things. Once it's red, it'll be ideal. Yeah, yeah. And I know I'll be able to like. Let's see. I need to go down a little bit. I think. Am I outside of range? There we go. So if I take this and I were to like dye this thing red, then that would work. But the dye preview, it's not working either right now. Like you can't really see anything. So I'd make it red. And if I can make the trim like a gray, like a black or whatever, that'd work too. Yeah. Yeah. So we're getting there. Attack turrets. Oh, and then I gotta have like a little launch pad for like whatever my mount is. So I gotta have a helicopter pad. Yeah, so like here's where the door might be, and then this, most of this house is just gonna be covered by stuff to make it look like a giant cannon, and then someone's gonna be like, or actually maybe I'll have like a little shack out here. It's like here's where I actually live. But then that's probably not gonna be it. I do plan on having like a really big space inside, but it'd be cool to have like here's the house, and it looks nice and it has all these other things and a bunch of shields everywhere or whatever. But then somewhere there's gonna be like some hidden bookcase, and the door slides open, and then you go through this kind of crawl space. You go through like this one space here, and then you enter like this really, really cramped area. All the lights are red or something like that. And like there's a little bed, there's like some snacks or whatever, and then there's like this little control console, and that's where I control the cannon. It'll be pretty funny. Okay, I need to make a thumbnail. Oh man. How's in the like okay, show of hands. Anyone play with Legos? Anyone? Legos? Anything like that? That's what this is to me. This is Legos. I love Legos. And this is so much cheaper than Legos. You know what I mean? I'm on alpha right now. Sorry for teasing you. Let's see. I need screenshots. Back for the costume on the yeah, no kidding. Okay, so how do I do this one? This is gonna be hard for me to spotlight. So I want to. I mean, I'm in no rush, so you guys are just kind of stuck with me, and it's not like PTR's up right now anyway. So I think what I want to try and select, like, you know, everything here, but not too much. Hopefully this will work out. It should work out. It'll just get kind of like sketchy at certain spots here. Like that works. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, that turned out to be too much. So I'm basically just trying to highlight the turret. It's now a turret. It's not a fountain anymore. It's a turret. Imagination is law, all right? And I just want to highlight it and pop it out and then blur the rest of it. Even though no one's going to know what the hell this is. Whatever. It's my thing. This is my secret super base. I think that's about good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, I'll just take that out. Move this in. No, that's still not everything. I gotta take these out too. I think that's all of it, right? I hope. So I'm just going to try to pop this thing out. Pop it out some more. And then we'll try to take this out a little bit. That's cool, right? Perfect. Okay. It's a turret with a coding system for safe. Will there be a war room and will it allow PvP? I think they said no, but I'm obviously talking slow because I'm not sure what they'll end up doing. It's a twinkle in their eye. How about that? You know, I kind of like how this looks. This looks like a normal thing. That's cool. I mean, it's not normal, but it looks like, you know, it's, yeah, that's neat. You know, it's not just like a photoshopped thing that I threw together. I actually did this in game and then put it together. That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. Looks normal. It's not. I know. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not normal. Oh wait. I think there was like some extra crap here. There we go. All right, that's cool. All right. Now we need words. It's normal by goblin standards. Yeah, there we go. What should the text be? I don't know. Collect housing now. No. Can we terraform the land? No. No terraforming, unfortunately. I was big on Legos as a kid. Legos are awesome, dude. The plural of Lego is Lego. Whatever, that's not how I was taught. Legos, Lego, whatever. Get your housing items early. Helpful. Helpful tools for housing. Easy self tracking for early collection! Exclamation point! Burp, burp, burp. Seems alright. Feel like, what the fuck is this? Who cares? It's a turret. It's a turret now. Alright. So says my imagination, okay? Still iffy on the gameplay changes, but literally everything else about Midnight is giving me top 3 vibes. Top 3 vibes? Like top 3 expansions? Nice. Okay, so there's that. And then there's... Okay, so... All right. Two words. Homebound add-on. Completionism site. And finally, the blog post. All right, we'll see what happens at 10 a.m. Is there going to be news? Are we going to learn new stuff? I don't know. Okay, so where is that one link for all the rewards? There we go. All right. Okay. Oh, did I not do a... I could have swore I started a thing. Okay, I did have an intro. What is up, everyone? Thing. Cool. All right. Tools I found to help you get started on your some early collection progression for housing in the World of Warcraft. There we go. Any news on the PTR housing? No. No official news. But I am here out of pure faith. Pardon. I'm being full of myself here, but I'm hoping that this is playing in someone's Blizzard office, being like, yeah, it'd be really nice, Blizz, if it came up like in the next, I don't know, 16 minutes. Huh? No. It would be funny though. A brim. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I came up here with confidence. I was actually going to hop on yesterday. I was gonna hop on yesterday. Like I was like rushing over. I had such a bad day yesterday. Okay, it wasn't a bad day, but it was a bad day. Like here, let me get this thing out first. Idiot. How about I do my job and get some income in while I and then we can chat about stuff. Yeah. Wow, add-ons, midnight, player, housing, PTR, might as well add that in. Collection, guide, good. No, I didn't cuss. We're good. We're good. Is audio playing for you guys? It is. Not anymore. Do. Perfect. Okay. Help Trover's housing. Friends collection now. Boom. Boom. Might do a public neighborhood for a second one. I think it'll be pretty neat to be around a large group of new people. Now, something that I saw on data strings that we have no information about right now is that you can turn your there's like a one-way trip where you can take your private neighborhood and open it up to the public. So, you know, where I guess the intent is you want to set up you set up your neighborhood privately first so that people in your group or your guild or whatever, they can populate the spots that they want first, and then you open it up to the public. I think that's the intent. Maybe. I don't know how it's going to work out. We don't know if that's going to be like a real thing because it wasn't an announced thing yet. That would be kind of cool. Like a mat. Like I wonder how that would work exactly for a guild. You know, like if you make it public, like can it still fit like 1,000 people? I don't know. Because that would be kind of cool, but kind of sucky for people who join the guild later on. It's like, oh, I want to get into a spot, and then there like isn't really anything for them, and that'd be kind of weird. I don't know. With no word on if or when it'll come up to test, do you think we'll get it extended, or will it still end on the 16th? My expectations is that it'll extend out. And my hope, my copium's fierce, by the way. My hope is that because it got pushed out a little bit, they might be like, oh, you know, it's the weekend. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just leave it up. Right? Hopefully they'll just leave it up for the whole weekend, and then we'll basically just get a longer test. But again, that's just like hope, right? Pure hope. Yeah, what would I do with this? Like, what else could I do with this to, like, steal this up? You know, to kind of make this thing seem like a bit more intimidating. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of tools I can work with here. Like, there's, like, some spikes I can pull up. There are, like, I think I think I just want, like, some sort of, like, wall sort of thing. But I need to go to, like, the vendors and, like, buy stuff, because I didn't buy a whole lot of stuff, and some of the things don't even appear properly with these filters, so I'm not entirely sure like what I can and can't work with. I can have fruit. Yeah, okay, fruit. Okay, that's a very tiny fruit. Can't really see it. I'm like way too high of an elevation. Okay, I could have a door, but then that's a bookcase door, and that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Yeah, I can't really see. I don't really have a whole lot of stuff to work with. I can take a table and then like take this table somehow, and I could do that and make it bigger and then turn it into a, you know, yeah, that's not gonna do. I need something better. But like this would be like the way to, okay, and it's got to be red, right? I gotta change that. You know, this actually looks cool. It looked kind of tasteful, so like that can work. But I got gaps too, so I think I need like 2 of them. Yeah, I think I need like 1, 2, and then I would just like put it around this whole structure. Yeah, so I'd have to do that. Too bad there's no like easy way to like clip them over, or like I'd love Blizz if I can like take this state of table and have like a copy tool, and then I could just click something and then it'll make the exact same thing if I happen to have it. You know? Question is, Wowhead your only source of news, or do you have others to share with us? No, it's not my only source of news. I mean, Wowhead sources the same thing that I do. It's just a matter of like who gets to it first or whatever. But no, it's not my only source of news. MMO champion. Actually, I really like MMO champion. I'm still a frequent visitor of their site. Sometimes I'll even post on forums, you know, for fun. It'll be like a quick blurb. I won't get into like internet fights or nothing like that. I'll just like drop a few lines, and you know, no one there knows who I am, or no one cares, which is fine. But I do like how they show, like, I basically just like how MMO Champion doesn't do articles. They just post stuff. It's like, yo, here's all the stuff. They just poop it all out, and they leave like and then they have the comment section, and like that's it. They don't. MMO Champion has no opinions on anything. So it's just more or less like straight information. Places like I consider like the biggest three to be MMO Champion, Wowhead, and Icy Veins. And MMO Champion is the only one that like just doesn't care about sharing opinions and stuff like that. Icy Veins, AI bait. AI bait? Oh, that's not good. I actually don't look at Icy Veins very much anyway. But yeah, it's always been MMO Champion and Wowhead for me. Uses a thought bot. There we go. All right. Let me at least do things in Remix while we chat and talk and like do stuff. Because at least now I feel like I can mostly mindlessly do Remix stuff without dying, probably. No, I was a thought bot guy. I thought Alakazam was whack. I think that was the only other competition, right? Alakazam and yeah, that's all I remember now. I never looked at elitist jerks though. Like I was not I was just like now, I'm just a filthy casual. I don't really care about how classes did. I just like, well, I was awesome at my class. I just feared everything. As a warlock. We've been playing this game far too long. Yo, there aren't a whole lot of 20-year-old games. I mean, there are still people who are playing Counter-Strike, right? But for the most part, this is WoW is exceptional. But for a lot of folks, they've never played it, never will play it. It's all good. Okay, the things that I want to do mostly is just all the world quests. For the most part. There is rep that I want to get with. Wardens. Oh, I'm like pretty much done with Wardens. I just got to do like one more thing with them. Okay, so I'm just to do everything. Because I want that. I think I'm at 50 or so of that 100 heroic world quest achievement. So I'm just gonna do them all. Is it released or not on the PTR? No, not yet. We'll see if there's any news at 10 or not. I feel like it's gonna be hard to move on from Silverman at the end of the expansion. You don't have to move on. You can just always path back there when you're done. It's all good. Silverman is such a vibe. I think it's an awesome place to be. It's really big though. It's big and almost disorienting. Almost. I think it's just gonna take some getting used to. Do the 100 world quests need to be done in heroic mode? Yes. You gotta do it in heroic. So you'll eventually get there. My advice, like, if you want to get started, you could just, like, hop into heroic world tier and then just do the Kirin Tor stuff. You know, if you're having trouble surviving, just go with that route for now, and you'll be pretty chill. What do you think the remix December 9th update will consist of? December 9th should be the one of like the final phase, so that's going to be the one that will introduce housing items into the vendor there. So that's the one I care about the most. I think there's like a little bit, there might be a little bit more rewards to it as well, but I'm sure like one of the big things that people will be antsy about or eager for are like the kinds of catch-ups. You know, how's it going to be easier for folks to collect like whatever? So I have a feeling it's going to be something like, you do quests and you get even more bronze. That might be it. But I think from what we've seen, it's, while it does take the grind, you can do almost everything in this first week anyway. So there's a lot we can get done. But for folks who don't have that sort of time, I think they'll be fine as well. It doesn't take a whole lot of tweaks to get the kind of accessibility that they need to like get all the stuff they want. The hub for TLA. The hub for Tit? I think you meant the last Titan, right? I think the L... Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the proper... I think the proper use, the L is still going to be capitalized, right? It's not like, you know, of the... You know, those are regularly not capitalized in the title. But in the case of Last Titan, it should all be like, anyway, yeah. Someone here is actually postpone the grind to the last week when it's peak efficient. Ha ha ha, if you want, but you just want to ask yourself. I mean, the serious question that you want to ask yourself, because people are really wondering that, it's like, you got anything better to do? Yes? Cool. Do something else. If you don't got nothing better to do, then yeah, go for it. Go ahead and farm your face off. Is it midnight, M, or just mid? I kind of like MN. Because, you know, the phonetic sounds sort of separate a little bit. I think that works out. M is too simple. But then again, like, there's no Legion thing, is there? It's just people just type out Legion out of respect. Yeah, no one does a shorthand for Legion, I don't think. Minnesota, there we go. Legion is just 6 letters. There's that. Wrath of the Lich King is a lot of words. Where are we on the Legion remix versus Lemix moniker? You can pronounce it or you can word it however you like. Personally, I hate the term, but I'm not gonna police no one. Oh my god, you can't say it like that, guys. That's just the word. No, that's cringe as hell. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like shop items. I just don't talk about it. So we should drop the T. You don't usually acronize the. It should just be LT. That's true too. Good point. So it might be LT. But also, people tend to abbreviate the full WOTLK, or they just say LK. They'll shorthand the short. You know, people will make up their own damn rules. Let's be fair about that too. What would they have established itself as to dub? Yeah. That's how I say it. No one says it like that, because I'm weird. Maybe it's a Bay Area thing, because we say dubs, so. Next. Love the dub. Yeah, it's the dub. Ta-dub. Love Lemix reminds me of lemurs. But there are no lemurs in here, are there? Okay, is it Lemix or Lemix? Or Lamix? Or Lemi? I don't know. Lemix. Yeah, but what about localization, right? Some folks are gonna say Lemix or Lami or Elmix or Elemix. Oh, that's very weird. All right, so that's a dungeon thing. That's a dungeon thing. I'm not doing that. Say remix? I say Legion remix. Yeah, I think we can safely say we just make our own shit. Where do we stand on mop? Where do we stand on mop? I was not aware I needed to make a stance on anything. Well, what's going on with mop? Books. Oh, I remember this one. We started here, and there's just like stuff to get. What's up, Panda? You almost have your 4 remix tunes added to 80. Nice. Mop mix, me mix. Oh god. Yeah, I'm pretty good with mop remix. You know, we do this for one. You're gonna have to, yeah, just like with mop and all the others, you're gonna have to do it for all of them. So you got, what else we got? What's probably next in line? I'm gonna guess BFA is probably the next remix that they would do. But I'm just making shit up. Is it BFA mix? Is it battle mix? Nope. Is it B mix? But what about the FA? What? There you go. Think it's gonna be Wrath? Wrath is gonna be so short though. Like people would be done with that fast, man. Like they opened up all of the mop remix day one. Legion will just be that much, or I'm sorry, Wrath will be that much faster, I feel like. Battle mix sounds like a cereal. Battle mix. With, I don't know, with something about bones. With whole oat bones or some shit like that. Ugh, gross. And then when you pour the milk in, like it all turns red. No. There's got to be 2 boxes. There's got to be an Alliance box and a Horde box. So like for the Alliance one, like the milk turns blue. The Horde one, the milk turns red. Someone suggested they can combine TVC and Wrath into one remix to make more content. Oh, that's right. I remember someone talking about that the other day. That would be interesting. Because clearly, TBC and Wrath didn't have enough content. Classic and TBC and Wrath in a phased thing. Okay, I don't know about Classic. Classic is a different thing on its own. That's a lot to cover. I think Classic would need to have its own phase kind of thing. And then people are going to be like, what? Like a literal Classic WoW? Almost. Almost. Okay, I just need the book, right? Yeah. Book. Then... I thought I got it. Blast of energy. Boop. Okay, was that always a thing? Attunement skip. That'd be funny. No, but that's hella quest, dude. No, that's gonna stay. That, I think, would end up staying. So have fun with that. No news at 10 o'clock. Anything from their Twitters? I think this will be the last remix. I'm sure the team wants to try something new, like maybe a revamped WAD expansion or some other experimental content they want to do. A revamped WAD expansion? I doubt it. Remix is, you know, it's budgeted with certain kinds of work that's put into it. And I think like the real like extra work that was put into it is mostly like the stuff that they put in for like housing. But as for like making brand new content, nah, I think they tend to. It feels like they want to reserve that sort of effort for actual new stuff, not revamp stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm just a big skeptic on whether or not they would take an old expansion and add actual new stuff to it, because the easy response is half the players would be like, okay, this better be like optional because I don't want to do it. So and then what? Then it feels like it's okay, is it really going to be worth it? I don't know. Because there's a lot of people that are like, I don't give a fuck about the Legion remix. You know, they're just like, dude, yo, turbo boost, let's go. Let's hurry this along. But yeah, kind of like an abridged classic thing. I guess the weird thing about Classico is that like the timeline doesn't, there's no real like cohesive timeline really. I mean, there's a timeline of how the patches went, but as for like progression of zones, that wasn't really a thing, right? Ah, I forgot to respawn. Help. Oh, I can't take fall damage anyway. Imagine. Oh, I do take fall damage. I thought I didn't take fall damage. That was a lie. Imagine doing the Marshall Raynor escort quest with 2025 gamers. I have no idea what that is. When's how's it coming to PTR? I hope today. I hope today. The thing didn't kick in. It sure didn't. Because of, oh, really? That's only in combat? Oh, my bad. Well, it's not like I take fall damage or whatever. All right, what's next? I'm going to that one. So where's the transmog guy in the bazaar? Next to the exclusive vendor. So just to like stage right of the heroic world tier console thing, there's a couple of vendors there. I think one of them is like the transmog person. I would love to see a BFA remix. Baymix? No. Nope, I can't think of anything, any good shorthand for it. It's all bad. Alright, this one is Philip the Bar. My favorite. You see, guys, you can buy the transmog competition sets for bronze from the transmog ethereal in the transmog competition sets. Shadowlands remake? Yeah, I doubt it. I don't see that happening. I don't think a remix for Shadowlands would hold up either, because yeah, that would be way too short. Before and after Cat remix blend would work. Wouldn't that piss people off though? Oh, like there's a thing like having an actual vanilla remix, you know, with the old zones and everything. That would be a trip. Let's fix the war. Yeah, I think I don't know if there has been a specific statement like that, but that's, yeah, I don't think that's something that they'll ever do. Hey, let's make up for what we screwed up on. Nah, they're the types who they'll be like, okay, we're just going to embrace our mistakes, but that's it. That's what we get. No redos, man. Because here's the thing, some people might not like the redo. They'd be like, no, I think I liked it just the way it was. I'm not even saying that, oh no, it was fine, it was fine. You know, I'm not even saying that. I just think, like, I don't think they should go back and try to rewrite history. I don't think that's a healthy thing for them to do. Because that's always going to be a thought in their mind. There's all sorts of things that they wish they could have redone. So you don't see a world boss either? Okay, someone was asking about that too. I was like, oh, I don't know where one is. So maybe something screwed up. Oh, I think there was a Paragon box I can pick up down here too. Nope, it was just Valshra. So let's pick up that thing real quick. Cause boxes, yay. I don't even do anything, I just get boxes. How Mountain was listed as being invaded. Oh yeah, there's that. And I know that's like a funny bug too. They only redo things in books. Yeah. They're not gonna design a whole, they're not gonna like redo an expansion or whatever. Especially not as like a temporary event. That would be a pretty bad idea. I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm in the alpha and I don't have access to medium and large square rooms. Do you know how we get those? I swear I saw those as options in Gamescom. Those will be options as we level up, most likely. That's it. You know, the intent is to, you know, when ideally we're all going to start at kind of like the same, you know, start at the same level, and they want people to feel like they're building into the experience as they gain housing experience. That's it. So it'll come when it comes. Start off small as we have limited decor, and then as we get things available, as we get as endeavors start coming, yeah, as we start seeing endeavors make the rotations, we're going to see a lot of stuff appear. We'll start amassing stuff, and then that's when our imaginations will get bigger than what the current limits allow. There was a Legion assault in the High Mountain earlier, and they may have screwed up the world boss spawn. Yeah, which one spawns there? I forget. I forgot how there were so many world bosses in this expansion. And I remember how it'd be such a pain, like, oh my god, is Wither Gym up yet? No? God, you know, people get pissed. Nightmare Squirrel. A squirrel? Really? Crazy. Will you start with a Christmas endeavor, or will there be none until midnight? I have a feeling they seem to be pretty clear that Endeavors would not be available during early access. Because that would be kind of messed up, right? Oh, so the people who did early access, they got all this Christmas stuff. Meanwhile, everyone else is kind of screwed. Yeah, that would suck. So, I don't see that being a thing. BFA remix, beef mix. I remember I jokingly called BFA Biffa. That didn't work. But Biffa mix? Nope. Just as bad. You can get the items, you just can't use them. That is not true. Actually, the way that it works is, the way that you progress through Endeavors is that you first need to join a neighborhood, and then you do neighborhood tasks. But if you're not part of early access housing, then you're not in a neighborhood, which means you're not doing Endeavors, which means you're not getting Christmas stuff from the Endeavors, which means you're screwed. So, for that reason, I don't think that they're going to allow Endeavors yet. And in general, that would just suck. Even if, putting Christmas aside, it would just suck not having. One, it would suck not letting the early access people get in for that, but also it would kind of suck having certain seasons or certain months of the year being locked. It's like, okay, it's April, it has to be the Easter Endeavor. So then that kind of limits the design. You know what I mean? As opposed to, hey, it's Easter. Cool, let's throw some housing stuff on here. Right? Here's some new things you can get. And it's independent of the Endeavor. Because then it would make... Because if there was like a seasonal Endeavor, then it would make it feel like, oh, okay, now we have to... as a private neighborhood, I feel like I have to activate that one for the month. As opposed to something else. And that would feel kind of odd. I think they said in their blog post they'll lock in special Endeavors when appropriate, at least in public neighborhoods. I think they did it for all of them. Or I think they said that it would just kind of, like, everyone's kind of stuck in doing that one. But they also said that if you happen to miss out on it, like, they'll make those Endeavors available, or they'll make the appearances from those Endeavors available somehow, some other way. So it's not like you have to be there for it. But yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Don't lie. People are going to feel that FOMO anyway. It could be an achievement. It could be, I don't know, a future Endeavor that they just do a repeat on. It could be like a trading post thing, cash shop, whatever they feel like. Saw some cobwebs on the MMO Champion housing page being labeled Hallow's End. Okay, so here, let me show you. There was a thing that was released not too long ago. Some data mining stuff from Wowhead about... let's see. Oh, great system changes. I want to see what that is. Hey, I'm exalted with the wardens. Go me. Oh, and I got a thingy. More power. Okay. Something about Endeavors. Endeavors. Here we go. Endeavors for you, My Hero Academia fans. So... Endeavors. So here's what we have so far going in for launch for Endeavors. Blood Elves, Grummels, Drakthir, Mecha Gnomes, Sporgar, Earthen and Therazane, Kobolds, Ethereals, Nifin, and Val'Shara are the listed Endeavors that Wowhead found. There could be more, but that's what we're seeing so far. Nothing about Christmas, nothing about the Brewfest, nothing on holidays, right? I think they want to have like these kinds of parallel systems of rewards and not make them like overlap or crash into each other or have one take over for the other. That's how it feels to me so far. Yes, there was it was the big Q&A. The big public Q&A. Paul Keebit said that no, there's not going to be any housing on the trading post from the jump. So, yay! Bum, bum, bum. Good time because we just missed them. I know, yeah. There's that too. Have the neighborhood be decorated for Christmas despite not being an endeavor then? That would be cool. I would very much like that. You know, so have like a double theme sort of thing. You know, just put up Christmas decorations. I mean, they do it like in public, they do it in capitals and whatnot. I don't see why they wouldn't do it for the neighborhood. Or even then, like, even if the neighborhood itself doesn't do any celebrations, we can. You know, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of stuff that they end up releasing for Christmas, you know, either during that holiday period or shortly before it. Or even by then, they might make it a trading post thing. You know, because their philosophy might be like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and start adding that stuff in now. Because, yeah, why not? You know? All right, so let me see what this is. Huge upgrade system changes. The Midnight Data Mine Crest changes. Okay, so... dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I knew that one. I knew that one. And they now scale from... The crest cost to upgrade now scale from 10 to 50 for the... Okay, so they cost more. Oh, wait. Okay, so it's the same. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3... Okay, so never mind. Never mind the whole... It's not 50. It costs 50 to upgrade to upgrade it all the way. Okay, so just think of it like 10 per. Okay, so that's it so far. Off the top of my head, like we don't know what the discounts are going to be like, if there's going to be discounts. Okay, this seems kind of easy-ish to understand. How upgrades work from when you're upgrading the second item to a higher level you've unlocked. As in, you have an item level on your chest, you may get a 690 and want to upgrade it. To be honest, it's the equivalent of trading your crest for the next one up for the last levels. So, not not really much changed. It's not 50, it's 150 all the way? Oh, okay. So it does cost more over time. Let me actually read this. How about that? Okay, so 54, the final upgrade. Okay. All right, so... Yeah, we still don't know like how much we get per run, how the discounts will work. Yeah, because the discounts, like right now, the discounts are very clean. Because it's like, okay, right now it's 10. Oh, I'm sorry, right now it's 15. But then for alts, if they get that whole achievement thing, then it goes down to 10, which is like, okay, that makes sense. But then here, it's like messier, right? Will there be a weekly cap? Yeah, we don't know yet. Not until we can like do a mouse over. Or I'm sure that data mining would reveal that too. How do I feel about this though? It's interesting. Yeah, it changes my player behavior a bit. In the sense that, like, I'm either going to be spending early, but hoping that I get upgrades so that way I can just not have to worry about that crest anymore and I'll just worry about like others. Yeah. Now there is still some overlap to where, like, hey, if I want to like go, okay, I really don't like how this highlight works. There we go. You know, if I'm progressing, and I'm, you know, I'm doing the like the normal rate, and we get to like 4 out of 6. By the time I do get enough crest to get from 5, you know, to get to 5 or 6 out of 6, I'm probably going to be encroaching hero gear, and I'll be working this angle too. But at the very least, I'm getting crests that are specific to that, and things that and crests that I get on that front won't even apply to the champion gear that I'm getting. Yeah. But to max it out, you're going to be working that much harder. You know, 90 crests compared to what you were working towards before. So, kind of works out. And good idea. Uh-oh, am I dying? Boop. Okay, first comment, you think it's going to be Doomer? Sounds terrible, okay. Yeah, because I have a feeling that, like, doing a key or something like that, it's not, or doing a boss, it's not going to get you, like, 15, or, oh, maybe it will, right? Yeah. So yeah, I wonder how much we can get per, or how much we can cap out per week. Because at least right now we get like what, 90? So that is the equivalent of 6 upgrades, which is the equivalent of fully maxing out a thing. So I wonder if that's going to change. Like, because think of it like that. Think of it like we can apply 6 upgrades to gear. So what would that mean? It would mean that I could, if I happen to have like a whole bunch of champion gear that I get right then and there, I'd be able to upgrade a whole bunch of champion gear to like 2 or maybe 3 out of 6. But then getting to those higher levels is going to feel a little bit slower. So the debate's going to be, should the crests roll over at the cap like they do now, or should content be giving 2 types of crests at the same time? I mean, that was one of the things that people liked, is that, you know, you can, you know, you would encroach into that next level. Oh, wait, that there's some sort of soft cap on hell, but you can farm all you want, and that crest drop rates are higher. Yeah, I guess I'm wondering mostly, like, what's going to be the intent? Because, again, right now, we can apply 6 upgrades. How's that going to be, like, later on? Bum, bum, bum. So, because here's what, you know, we look at this, but here is, okay, that's not gonna help. All we really care about, what most folks who are participating in the conversations, they're just gonna care about hero and myth. You know, so how, you know, is it okay, or how do players feel about those final upgrades feeling a little bit slower? Well, I guess the answer is unknown because we don't have all the information. But we're going to guess and then think up. Players are going to think up the worst case scenario and give their feedback based on that. You know, and basically they just want to be like, yeah, Blizz, don't do that. Oh, I'm going wrong way. This is terrible. That's why I don't like this zone. There we go. Cleanse Dreadroot. People wanted to permanently warband train Valor Stones, so Blizz removed them. Wait, what? Wait, what? I thought it was Yeah, it's not a thing. It's only a thing during Turbo Boost, right? Or did they? Is that not a Turbo Boost thing anymore? Because that would suck for them to walk back on that. Oh, and I need to do roulette. Thank God, because I've been stuck like this for a while. Alright, let's see what we get. Oh, that's an improvement. Hell yeah, dude. I love the candle. It's one of my it's one of my favorites, and yet, like, why do they do like 15 frames on the flame animation? You'd figure it'd be they would budget that a little bit better, but I guess not. It's Turbo Boost? It's not really Turbo Boost. They did the early Turbo Boost, or the, the whole itemable thing, but yeah, the real thing starts next week. I know no one cares because I try to point it out, but no one cares, but I'll just point it out again. The actual scheduling of this patch, or this actual scheduling of the season, it's timed in such a way that next week is when normally they would lift the crest caps and do all that stuff, make the Ballaststones, trade over, yada yada yada. What happened with the start of this patch is just them starting it early. But yeah, no one cares about that. So until we get phase 2, the max level is 740. The 740 is the max period. It will not get any higher than that. So once you get your gear that high, then you're done. Your gear will no longer improve. The only thing you want to care about is getting the right stats, and that's it. Or whatever stats you feel like. So how are people like this already? They're crazy. They they basically just kept playing the game. That's all. It's nothing wrong with what you did. They're just playing like freaking maniacs. That's it. I thought gear will progress through the phases. Nope. Gear will not progress through the phases. 740 is it. Ooh, someone's actually using the holy one. Wow, they must be low level. Oh, there was still a thing. Okay, cool. Power of the obelisks. If you go hard and do none of the truly teaching stuff, you can't get 740 this week. Well, it is a lot of playtime. You are doing a lot of stuff to get it. But yeah, you can, that was one of the big things that people griped about during the early test. People wanted to be able to farm it. They wanted to be able to hard farm their way to max. So now they can do it. Same goes for the artifact power stuff. Or infinite power stuff, whatever. You want to grind your way over? Cool. The only thing that is being held back a bit is your infinite knowledge. So people aren't getting as much infinite power as they could possibly get. So for fun, I'm not going to use any of these fragmented mementos. I'm just going to hold off and wait. I mean, there's no point for me using it now. It's not like I need it. So I might as well wait until I can max out the multiplier, then I can use it, and then I can be like, hey, look, for nothing. it's not a big deal. Yeah, there's no advantage I'm getting out of this. Nightmare Purged, so another one. It is crazy, like, just how they're letting pretty much all the world quests be available. That part's pretty wild. Alright, so where's stuff? There's the thing. Step ups from plus 20 and above give very little. Oh, it's very little? Oh, okay. I don't think I've looked at like what those calculations are. But even then, it's like no rush. Might as well wait. Yeah, this item level, at least as a tank, it's already like super chill. I'm like, unless I go really nuts with like some pull. I mean, there are certain places where I think you can do like the whole hyperspawn kind of thing. It's where you would mostly do the, I think there are wanted quests where you have to kill a bunch of elites in far off places around Broken Isles. And I think that's it. That's kind of where you can do like the just elite farming non-stop forever. If you want to. Is there an ETA on the stress test? Nope. Actually, let me go check something. Nope. It's up when it's up. So we'll see what happens at 11. I mean, we'll see what happens at noontime. Like, I don't know if I'll like keep sticking around for stream, or if I'll be like, okay, I think I'm good. I mean, at the moment I got nothing else better to do, except like goof around with alpha stuff. Do you think repatch will come out while Legion Remix is still on, so we can get to play the real Expects and Remix? No. There's this is just vibes talking, but I feel like there's like a negative chance of the pre-patch happening before the remix ends. That'd be wild. That would mean the 11.27 patch would be like super short, and that would feel weird to me because 11.27 is packed with stuff. There's like this whole 10-week turbulent time wasting going on, which kind of informs you how long the 11.27 patch might be. Just might, you know, that because that can overlap. That's not really a big deal. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Yeah, I don't know where people are getting that model from. That sounds pretty wild. What item level am I? I am 656. I'm not counting the trinkets and whatnot. I'm just gonna say 656. Need the PTI now. Some folks are just losing their minds. Where's the best elite farm? I don't know. I have no knowledge of that. I just keep hearing people say elite farm is like the best thing, and so there are a couple places like and these are places that you might be directed to. So like in Val'Sharah there is a spot, I believe here, like in the north, where there's like, I forget what kinds of things there are. There's like something there. In Stormheim, I think there's a spot around here where there's elites. And that's all I know off the top of my head. Might be others, but yeah. If you're not over 700. I'm not even entitled to an opinion if I don't have at least like 730 item level. Come on now. What's my solo push now? Not much. I haven't really been pushing. It's mostly because I've been able to meet my goals without it. Outside of, well, I did get help with like the raid stuff, but even then, like before that, like I was just kind of like cruising along, getting stuff done. I'm like, all right, this is cool. I just stuck to the major goals that I wanted to take care of, like all the questing achievements. That's what my item level mostly reflects. Mostly the quest stuff. I did some of the raids, right, in fairness. But that's like small potatoes compared to all the grinding through like the order hall stuff, the zone achievements and all that. So like you come out of it pretty damn strong. And where's the thing? Somewhere around here. Yoo-hoo. No? Yeah, I thought it's supposed to activate like right here or something. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's a lazy button. Oh well. In that case, off to High Mountain. Whee! That opinion needs 90%, but there you go. Exploit Island in Stormheim. Oh, so is it up here? Is that where people were going? It was somewhere. It was somewhere. But yeah, there's only like 2 world quests over there. So I don't care. That's what I want. I want my appearance thing. So like that's been my angle. I'm just yeah, I'm not gonna. I can take time just to grind stuff out, but then I'm gonna be back doing like these same things again. And the only difference will be like, okay, I'm stronger, but then I can just spend time doing something else anyway. No. That's mostly why I'm not really interested in the degen grind this time around. Oh, damn. I got hit by something. That was scary. Is PTR coming out today? They intend to, but we'll see if it actually works out. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. I'm just gonna hope. Hope and see, right? Cheer them on, but get mad. Hey guys, we love you, but hurry the hell up. We can be both. If there's a house, we need a housewife, so... What? I'm happy the modes stack unlike before. Oh yeah, before I think they only stacked to like 10. That was kind of infuriating, right? Now we can at least like, you know, pump. And then use the modes later. What am I doing here? I am... Fell Totem vanquished. Yoo-hoo! Is there like a mass pull of Felton I can do here? I think there's like a spot, right? Not here. Not here. Here. This is the spot. Which, and I'm not alone. Do you know if they intend to allow us to live with our spouse, like they also have an admin mode in the same house? Yeah, I mean, they could just go there. That's it. Yeah. So, like, you can welcome anyone into your house. You can, now, the moderation tools, they're very simple, though. So I don't think there is, like, hey, I just want this person, and that's it. That's the only person I want in the house, and no one else. Like, in that case, to achieve something similar to that, you would need to unallow everyone else except for people on your friends list or your BattleNet list or whatever, and then only include your spouse on there. So that doesn't quite work. Two wild counts in one house. You mean like? Let me try to make sure I'm understanding here. So, do you have 2 accounts in one BattleNet account? Because I can immediately tell you what's wrong with that. Loot stuff. You know, like, are you asking if you're trying to, if you want to have your wife also be able to edit your house and all that too? Yeah, because there are specific problems with that. Can 2 account edit one house is what they're asking, and they belong to one property. They mean having 2 people making edits to the same house, which is currently not possible. That's correct. It's currently not possible. Yeah, those sorts of permission settings are not there yet. Not yet. Which I know sucks, but I don't know. See, one thing that I would like, if possible, is to have like some sort of housing roadmap for the alpha. Like, it sucks because for them to publish that would be tantamount to them making promises, and that's always a dangerous thing. So I can see why they don't want to do that, but they've been very, very tight-lipped about what sorts of like features of that sort that they want to have available for launch. So that part's kind of frustrating. I wish Blizzard would have given a better ETA than temporary delay for PTR. I think it's because that's all they got. Probably. Do you think they might put that feature in the future? Yes. If there's enough clamor for it. I mean, think of the pile. Like player housing is going to launch with a lot of stuff, right? But people want, like, you know, this much stuff times 10, and then that times 10. There's like this, there's an infinite feature list of you know, things that people want to have in the house. But of course they gotta pick and choose like what they're going to put in. So you gotta ask yourself, like, okay, so being able to share permissions with someone else to do edits with a house, you know, where does that lie in the totem pole compared to, I'm just making stuff up here, compared to weapon racks, compared to armor racks, compared to different moderation tools? I don't know. Ideally, every asset in game should be in housing eventually. Yeah, like why are they only including like 4 races at the start of housing as opposed to all of them? We would love to have all of them, but that's the unfortunate thing about wanting to get something out to people versus like, hey, we want to get it out right, or we want to launch it with like as much stuff as we can. That's not the thing, right? Yeah. They showed in the Midnight Deep Dive 2 players decorating the same house, so hopefully they'll allow us to share a house with our spouses. Yeah, I know I can dual box, and both accounts can edit the house, but that doesn't make any sense because you can't really do that. The only approved or legal thing you can do, the only situation where that actually works without breaking TOS is if, you know, you're a parent and you have a minor. That's the only occasion where that would work out. Boop. Let's get you too, baby. More mobs. We got pranked. Were there 2 people? I'm trying to remember that footage. Were 2 people actually editing, or was it just one person just watching? I forget. When they log out, they don't actually live in your house. There's just visitor status right now. I like that you can teleport to a friend's house from your friend's house. I think that's pretty awesome. That's pretty sweet. And go straight to the lot. Now, the one thing that I want to find out, though, is... actually, let me see if I can do it on the alpha right now. I don't think I can go to a specific address yet. Or, like, I can't just visit a neighborhood. Like, there has to be... Yeah, I can't just visit a neighborhood. Our neighborhood separated by realms by that type. I haven't seen it yet. I was answering a question from someone about that the other day. Um, and I haven't, I remember the devs talking about how they intend to have like public neighborhoods when you're in RP realm, they tend to stick together. However, I don't know if that's going to end up being like a very good or healthy thing because like role play realms, they want to, you know, they want that control. And a public neighborhood just doesn't have that. So I feel like a public neighborhood in an RP realm would be just weak and pointless. And ideally, what neighborhoods, you know, private or charter neighborhoods or whatever in an RP realm, they all need to like get together. They need to get together so that they can basically create like these different kinds of neighborhood worlds where there's like these different stories going on and then people can go there as opposed to a public neighborhood which has no control. So I feel like that those just wouldn't be nearly as fun anyway. I mean, yeah, they could be together, but for the most part, while people might have a house there, they would end up wanting to go to different neighborhoods for like those kinds of stories, for those kinds of roleplay experiences. But I don't know anything about that. Yeah, this guy. $26.15 showing them decorating. Okay, let me see that. I think I have it. Okay, so if I go to like the house finder, yeah, currently UI is hiding it. Sorry. I can refresh neighborhoods, but I can't search. I can only search Battle.net friends. So ideally, what I'd like to do is like just type in like a number followed by the name of the neighborhood, and then it'll just pull up that map, and then I can go ahead and find, you know, find the plot with whoever's thing on it, and then go there. That's what I'd like to do. Now, of course, if the person on the other end, if they have their stuff set to private and I can't do that, then okay, I can't do that. Or even if I could, like, I would like here's the person's house. I would go to like the house next to him, teleport there, and then try to go in. But then, with their permissions, I just wouldn't be able to walk in or otherwise step into the lot, let alone the house. That's kind of the intent. Deep dive, and then what did you say? 26.15. Okay, so they are both doing it. Go, 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 yeah. Now I wonder functionally, was that 2 accounts, or were they just 2 accounts in the same under the same Battle.net who happened to be doing that? But I mean, the way they presented it, clearly they just made it so that like 2 players can both decorate. So cool. Do we have somewhere the info laying around for me to see all the plots and costs so I can plan? No, no one has that yet. I don't think. You know, there are places where you can see like the map and all that, and some people have made videos. But ideally, if we can get into the test now, that's why I'm trying to push folks. Okay, this is your time to like have the interactive map so you can, you know, actually get in and like just take a look and be like, okay, you know, this plot I really like because blah 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 blah. So like, for example, one of my favorites, I still haven't decided like where I'm gonna try to go. I might try for like this one up top because it has a good elevation, right? And then so like the house will be like there, and then the cannon you know, the cannon will face like outward or something like that. It'll face like one of these directions, but probably that in that direction. So, you know, but then otherwise this one does have like that whole elevation. It's out of the way, or maybe I'll have it face like outwards that way, you know, face it in that direction. I could do that. And I feel like this is the best vantage point because it's, you know, with the highest elevation, like, okay, cool. On the other hand, I can't just have like a place that's set closer to the beach, and then I'll just have the cannon face outwards, and then I can choose like this one here, or like that one, which is like a little bit isolated. That's a public space. That's for like RP stuff probably, or like even here. But then this will, I don't know if how I feel about the rock face being there. But then like here's another high elevation. So if I wanted to have that and have that face out, I just need to have it elevated enough in such a way that I can shoot over that rock. And that'll work out. They can just make it so she can't edit stuff she doesn't own, only her own decor. Think, man. Or it just might, you know, just use the existing assets. Could be that. Any hard to obtain props that are tradable will be on the auction house. Maybe. Or yeah, it will. So. So I did notice too, like there are like controls that are like that do work. Like if I recall, when I was on both accounts, if I select an item and then hold on to it and I switch to the other account, I can't click on that item. It'll say like, okay, someone else is doing stuff and I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. So the pieces are there. Like I think they intend for it to be a launch thing. Will it go through? I don't know. But it seems like they have an intent for it to work. So you describe, I can see them not allowing that. Why you may ask, while stalking and stuff of that nature, aka searching for a streamer's neighborhood to stalk them would be the reason why they wouldn't. I mean, so it's one thing to be able to go into anyone's public neighborhood, but not be able to go into their house. Like those controls are already there. Like I'll am I close to the house? Okay, I'm close to the house. I'll show you the controls real quick. Now as for a private neighborhood, I don't know. I don't have a private neighborhood to really mess with those controls yet. But I have a feeling that those are going to allow for controls to be like, okay, no one can even visit this neighborhood unless they're on like someone's friend list or something like that, right? So like here's like the house setting permissions. So you can, so the plot access and house access, you can just set it to no one. You don't want anyone here. Everyone gets kicked out. Or but if you have it set to anyone, this is the only way to let people outside of your neighborhood, guild, friends, and party to visit. So when you allow anyone, you allow anyone. You can't say, hey, I want the public to go in, but I want to keep my neighbors out. You can't really do that. So that's not really a thing. Housing Geek, I think she's on Twitch, has done a few housing videos where she gives you a view. Yeah, those help. But nothing compares to, you know, being in game and really like checking stuff out. I'm like in the middle of stuff. Let me get this guy out of the way. Alright. Yeah, nothing compares to, you know, being able to actually like fly around and be like, okay, what about here? What about here? What about here? I'm surprised that no one has just pulled this map out and just made a whole 3D thing of it on their own. PTR up? I don't think so. Not that I know of. I think someone in chat would be like screaming it right now if it was. I wonder how this living room outside looks like. Imagine I'm standing. Oh, I can show you. Let me show you. So I think neighborhoods by default, they're set to no one. And I think you saw when I was trying to go here, like I was starting to be kicked out. They're listed but not available. Okay. So I'm going to try and go into the slot. Warning, you're trespassing, you'll be removed shortly. No, but I'm your biggest fan. So like this is as far as I get. This is as close as I can get. So if a house is otherwise locked out of the plot, I can only go this far and then I can just see it. So if I wanted to be a creeper, I can be a creeper. and just live here and just wait for Taylor Swift, please come out. I'm gonna petition the guild to block his CC can't go in anyone's houses. All right. But the thing is, like, this isn't a public neighborhood. So there's that inherent, okay, I can go in. If it's a private neighborhood, I hopefully can just be like, nope, I don't want anyone who's not part of the neighborhood to come in. That's it. On the other hand, if they're part of my party or raid, then they can come in until I kick them out. If they're part of the guild, then they can come in until, of course, because they could build a house there until I kick them out. That's what they would want to stop. They would want to stop people from... I don't get it. Or you lost me there. I want an autogram? No. I told you for the last time, stay away from my house. So people are saying that the PTR servers are visible, but not up yet. So let's hope. I guess I should get onto the PTR as well. So I'll at least get off of Live Realms and spin up Peter. Oh, there is an update being pushed out? Oh, shit. Well, let me see what happens. What do I see? I see Realms. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, let's see if I can get this update thing too. It's my neighborhood. I can do housing inspections at any time. I have a feeling that even if I do have, even as the neighborhood owner, like people can still set privacy settings on their house. I wouldn't be able to visit. So I'm pretty sure those permissions will stay in place. And nope, no update for me. Yeah, it should be the 1127, Peter. Need to add some keep out and beware of dog signs. That would be awesome. Beware of dog signs, or just like a thing that just shows like a picture of a dog barking or something like that. And then you have like these little tiny puppies just like walking around. Oh, so cute. And that's it. Beware of Warwick. That would be a thing. Hell yeah. Okay, let me at least hop back into Officialish. Hold on. All right, door stays closed. All right, so this one. Use the stuffed raptor toy as a dog. I gotta have like a. Yeah, if I could have like a sign with a skull and crossbones, but then it would be like this janky little like. Okay, let me have an actual skull. Permanent signs from the Alapand area that say stay out. Yeah, I would want it to be like really visible, or I'll just spell it out, right? I'll use this one. I'll go to the other one. I'm grabbing the water hose. I told you to get out. You know. Oh shit. All right, let me visit the Alliance place. Let's go. Yeah, these numbers that are there for the housing dashboard, total lie. Total lie. We don't know what's gonna happen, man. Make a maze just to get to the entrance. Oh, but you can fly though. I mean, if I can take this part of the house or whatever, and then close it off, and then create this hellhole of a maze, and then cover that up too, that could work. That could work. Why did you blood off like that and his feet didn't touch the floor sitting on the box? Well, there's a lot of stuff that's going on here. There's like this, you know, a lot of things ain't quite working right. Oh no! But it'll be fixed at some point. I mean, maybe the housing stuff will be a bit more updated than how it looks on the alpha right now. Yeah, still no announcements on the stuff. Boo. Yeah, so if I wanted to do the Alliance House as like the big cannon thing, like how would I do it here? So like here's the house. So if I wanted to, I can have like maybe the cannon up top. I'll just make like this big rounded thing on there. Or if I were to move the, let's see, how do I move the thing here? Yeah, so if I were to move the entrance here instead, then I can have like the cannon just come out of the side and just shoot out like that. No, I don't think that would work out so great. I think ultimately, like, I would really not care too much about having these big things here. And I would just like extend the side to have like the whole cannon fixture. And then it'll just be built around like this area. And then it'll just shoot out at that tree, obviously. No, I'd want to live somewhere else. This is cozy, but it's not my... I wouldn't be able to perform my whole festival of violence here in the middle of a forest. That and currently at least, I can't... actually, here's a good example. So like if I wanted to create like this whole cannon effect, and if I wanted it to point at an angle, it's really hard to do. Because, at least currently in the alpha, like I can take these objects and objects that are on top of it, they would move with it, which is great. That's cool. Makes it nice and easy. But what if I wanted to like do more? If I do things in advanced mode, then it no longer applies. Like all those rules go away. So then it's like, oh, now it's like all bad because now it unhooks everything that was on top of it. So you just want to make sure that you either not place things until later, or you just want to make sure that everything is kosher before you want to move things around, because otherwise then it's going to be like just a bad time. So if I were to take this again, it's like, oh, I want to rotate, it won't rotate. Advanced mode, like it turns a lot of those things off. So now those things are just like floating, and now you just feel kind of silly. Sad song. But hey, you have floating fruit now, so that's cool. Is everything floating slowly? Yeah, it's just a bug. They should add an anchor mechanism so they can make it anchor permanently. I can see why it's not like a... I agree, but I know that creates new degrees of complications. Because what if, for example, I have like a whole bunch of stuff that stacks all crazy? Not that. Damn it. What if I have all this stuff? Should I, while I can move these things around and they all link together, if I were to rotate, then that means all of these things would need to be like kind of calculated in such a way that all the mapping will change too. And I think that creates this greater complexity that maybe they just don't have set up yet. I'm not saying don't do it, right? I'd love for them to be able to do it, because that way I can create like this entire cannon fixture and then just rotate the whole thing if I wanted to. That would be ideal. But I think that might be out of scope for now, which sucks, right? But they might not be ready for it. Maybe like Donkey Kong cannons. Oh yeah, it might be something like that. Because like there's little fixtures like rockets and gears and other metal stuff that I'm just gonna hodgepodge together to create this ridiculous cannon. That's the plan. So yeah. It's easy to say that though. Oh, they should just add an anchor mechanism. Duh. It's easy to say. As for how to do it, I have no clue. Right? Got a remix question. I've hit 740 animal and I've gotten the right trinkets gear wise. I am done. Should I save my notes for next season? No, you're done. You will. There's you've peaked. There's no there's nothing beyond 740. Grats, though, buddy. Good shit. But yeah, you're capped. Your only path now is what's it called? Infinite power. That's it. I'm floating. Yeah, perma float. It's a mage buff, or it's a frost mage buff. Think they're gonna release the service tonight, or they're gonna wait until in Europe is day? I think they're gonna do it whenever they're ready. I think that's the more important thing. Good job being the 3 month. No need to throw shade, dude. Dude got it done. Dude got it done. And he has a question. That's all. But yeah, good going. Try hard. Nah, you're good. But yeah, it would be nice if they could do that, because it's like here's me doing a thing here. If I want to rotate, boop. Oh, it works. Wait, this didn't work before. Or I don't remember the rotate working. Wait, how did I do that? No. Hold on. Oh no, it's not. No, how did I do that? I like unlocked the secret for like just a second. Damn it. No. Dude. Cause I wanted to just rotate the house upside down and just make the house disappear. Damn. Okay, so let's see what I do. Let me reproduce my steps. So I took this and I attached this here. I went to advance, went to rotate, and nope, that didn't do it. Because I was gonna talk about, okay, yeah, notice how, you know, Onyxia's head unhooks like that. Okay, what if okay, that's movement. Okay, that didn't work. Resizing didn't work. Okay, that's the little minute movement stuff. Damn. I had it. You saw it for like just a half second. I rotated the whole damn house. How damn it. Actually, I do that. I think there are housing hotkeys you can set up. Okay, everything's still set. Rotate XYZ 741. Okay, so I'm like determined to reproduce this bug now. So I'll take this. Did that. So no. I know what the steps were. It just didn't reproduce. That sucks. So oh, there we go. Yes. Oh yeah, we have achieved. Oh. Okay, so oh wait, it moved back. Okay, will it stay like that though? No, it does. It's just a visual bug. Fuck. Well, nice try. Good job, Blizzard. You protected yourself from me. Okay. Oh, it just worked again. Okay, so let's try again at seeing if this stays. Nope, not doing it. Okay, now it just happens all the time. The hell? Now there are no steps. Oh, dude. Okay, here's what happens. Here's the bug. If I when I switch to rotate, when I click, if the first thing that I do is move the mouse up or down, okay, it lied. Fuck me. This is why I have teams do the testing for me. Yeah. Okay, I had it. I had it, and now I don't. There goes my fun. Darn it. Yeah, can't do it anymore. Oh well. Whatever the case, it's just a visual bug, and it doesn't really, like, so. Oh well, nice try. Does the fire hurt me? No. Do some housing items have item limits, or can you have infinite amount of them? Like, are certain items like a Nix's head can only be obtained and placed once, while something like simple chairs can have thousands of places? Let's double check that. It's been a while since I looked, so let's go to Orgrimmer, and I'm gonna actually wait. Mordaunt. Do I have the achievements? Okay, so it says I have the achievement, and I know I have the decor, so let me see if I can actually buy more of them. Because in last week's build, I did try to buy it, and it didn't work, so. I hate the floating, it's a bug, don't worry about it. They obviously don't intend for it to ship like that, so. Or do they? Mm-hmm. That would be a very unpleasant surprise. Let's get to flying. Okay, so I'm going to certain spot in not Swamp of Sorrows, Duskwell. Dustwell the Marsh. Let's go. Kind of sucks. My next door neighbor is doing like a lot of construction in their yard, in their backyard, and I'm like, ah, the worst time to do it, man. This is the worst time to do it. Oh well. At least you guys can't really hear it, so thankful for that at least. But the short answer is you can have an infinite amount of a lot of housing items as long as you just throw down and buy stuff. This is alpha current. PTR realms are okay. So this is compatible. Wait, incompatible. That's a good thing. Shit. Okay, so I guess it's not. They're not working still. Create a house that pseudo slanted or haunted houses, but on the other, you would have houses where the entrance would be buried in the ground. I think Blizzard would think that's a no-no. Yeah, like when we chatted a bit about non-specific housing or like neutral housing, like more abstract stuff. One of the things they pointed out was they want to make sure players know where the entrance of the house is, and not having that information would be confusing and frustrating for players. Like if you wanted to make a house where you have to click on a certain rock and that's how you get in, like that could be frustrating. So they don't want to do that. But I still would like them to do like something like what I'm asking for. Like, hey, what if I just want a door? Or what if I just want to step on a teleport pad or something? So, Nixia heads. Cool. I can buy more. Now, one thing I hope they do. I have a feeling that at launch we're gonna have to suffer through this. But notice how there's a cast time for learning all these things. This sucks. This sucks, but at the same time, if we're gonna see like thousands and thousands of players like learning stuff at the same time, I think this is for like their own sanity to prevent the servers from melting, because they would definitely melt if people were like insta activating a whole bunch of things at once. So cool. I now have 40 Onyxia heads. So now I can have this whole like Onyxia cannon. Just a bunch of heads that are lined up on the thing. That'd be hella funny. All right. There's my monstrosity. Nice, and what a cute little eyesore we've got here. All right. So, okay, I don't even have anything close to a cannon setup right now, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, I don't even see Onyxia heads here. Great. Can I only see it in the Alliance house, I guess? That's annoying. Okay. Try. Is it stuck as a character specific thing? Oh, that would be annoying too. Who's been saying what all week? I'm only worried about not having limits on certain items. Certain items are FOMO items or shop items or trading post. I mean, trading post isn't really a conversation we can have yet because they said that they're not going to have things on the trading post. Now, the thing is, you need to actually buy the things. So it's not like you can buy one thing and then you have unlimited placements. So there is a sort of limit to it, followed by the budget as well. So it's like limited, but unlimited, but not really. Like if I wanted, that would be kind of cool. An oversized Onyxia head made out of Onyxia heads. Brilliant. As long as the budget fits, go for it. Right? All right, let me see if it showed up here in the house. Because I know I had one. There we go. 41 Onyxia heads, baby. So if I wanted to... See, like here's one of the things that I really would like them to have. I would want them to have like a copy option. Because there are, I mean, maybe not the Anixia heads, but there are going to be like situations where we would really want to be able to like lay down a series of things like fences, for example. That'd probably be like one of the best examples. Like, yo, I want to be able to lay down a whole bunch of fences at once. You know, just like here, I want to lay down a whole bunch of Anixia heads. In fact, let's just fill this thing with Anixia heads. Nothing but, like here's like an Anixia pillar, right? You know, we could have all these things like right here. One for every time the mount never dropped. Know what I mean? So, whoops, I'm stuck somehow. Okay, there we go. It's there. That's pretty, right? Of course. Gotta have her say hello too. And then they're out of every window. House is placed the maximum. Oh, I hit my limit. so this happens to have a budget of 3. So if I bought 40 Anixia heads, that's going to mean I'm going to use up 120 things towards my budget. And, you know, this is a level 1 house. It's going to get higher. But this is kind of what we have to contend with. So nothing too abstract, but like the Suramar Vindicator teleport pads. Yeah, that'd be cool. I would love to have something like that. You know, like give me like some sort of like outdoor workshop or something like that, and then, you know, inside some spot is like a teleporter. Something like that. Or it can be like something like the teleporter is like hidden in this shrubbery. Where it's like, oh, how do you get into the house? Oh, easy. Boop. You know, and then you boom, you just suddenly go in. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. So maybe they don't like that whole idea. But I think they should do it anyway. Is the test up? No. Test is, well, let me see. Nope. Does not seem to be out. Or at least this tells me that PTR requires an update. But I don't think an update is available yet. And I'm not seeing any word anywhere about oh, we're gonna spin them up soon. Hey. Yeah, nothing like that. And not calling for updates. So, would you be able to make the head so large it dwarfs the house? And no, nothing that big. So, like, what you see here, you're like, well, here, let me try to illustrate this. So, like, here's maximum head size, right? And then here, can I do this key for it? No, gotta be in advanced mode. So here's like minimum size. Oh. So this will give you an idea. Either 20% of original size or 200%. Wrong. Don't eat my kid. Actually, we're both dead. What are you talking about? Yeah. Can we shrink the house? No, I tried. That was one of the first things I did. I was like, oh, let me make this guy smaller. That's why I also wanted to rotate it down. I mean, of course, you can move, you can rotate, but that's it. You can only move along this axis. And that's it. Okay, don't fuse yourself with the house, but... Now, of course, this is a dangerous move to make, too. Like, because some people, like, if you've looked around, there's some really amazing designs where people have attached, like, all sorts of stuff to the house. But it's not really, I don't think it's sitting on the house. Like, so if they move the house, like, everything will, like it'll detach from everything else. And it's like, oh, no. Then they gotta, like, you know, carefully move it back, which they'll be able to. But yeah, there's a lot of work that's gone into some of these houses. Can we make a tree house? No, not yet. I'd like to. Well, okay, me, I don't really care. But that'd be cool. Give me a portkey like in Harry Potter. It's just a boot in the field. Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be really cool. Like, I'd be cool with, like, here, let me move this thing out of the way. Sorry, house. See, look at all those heads that are just kind of chilling there. Because things that you do attach to the house, these do not anchor, at least at the moment. Nothing anchors. So you move the house, then everything else gets detached or whatever. So I should like do clean up and get rid of all these things here. Can I clean up the house? No. Nice try. Nice try, Saul. But yeah, I would be totally fine with like just taking like this right here and this right here and just have a portal like right there. You know, this is my dark portal or whatever. Any more trees? No, that's all the trees I got. Okay, you're off to the side. Sorry. Yeah. Boom. Into the house. It'd be cool to put one of those giant goblin telescopes in the room in the roof of the house. You can. I mean, I don't know if that model is exactly available, but yeah, you definitely can. Can't wait for all the hidden penises. Here's what I'm okay. So here's an unethical tip. Okay, here's an unethical tip. See how it casts shadows, right? That's the tip. That's the tip. Get it? Tip? Yeah. All sorts of inventive things you can do that you'll later regret. Now it's like, can that be reportable? Anything can be reportable. It's just a matter of, you know, whether the team will figure that out. If they're being told, oh yeah, dude, if you take these things and you line them up a certain way, then you create penis, right? So you take certain shapes and then you make the balls and the shaft and all that stuff. Now you can do some cool things too with this too. It'd be pretty awesome if people were to use like, you know, trees or whatnot to create like pictures. You know, so they make a whole bunch of these things and then they make like some sort of like other image. That'd be pretty neat. I read someone from earlier that I sent to late about holidays I talked about with Ian. Wait, who? I repeat something from earlier that I sent too late, but about holidays I talked with Ian. He talked with Redshirt guy about it. They're from the books actually more holiday. Yeah. Did the shadows move with the time of day in game? I don't think they move like that. But they do. Oh, okay. Those are warping with elevations because there's like a little incline here. I kind of climb a bit, but I'm outside of I'm outside of the housing area there. No, I don't think so. I don't think the shadows move like that. By the way, thanks to Guna Nemo, thanks to Whirlwind, thanks to Chris VT King, and to Lazy Chaos. Thanks for subbing. Thanks to Electric Glide 2, and to Quarren. There are holidays, but like orc only or human only ones, and we talked about furniture ideas. Okay. Yeah, no, I was going over the list of endeavors that are currently available that WoW has uncovered, and you know, there's nothing that was specific to a holiday. So I was talking about how, you know, they want the housing rewards to kind of run parallel, but they don't want things to clash. Like they don't want to make a Christmas endeavor of sorts, because then it's going to feel like December has to be the Christmas endeavor, or it has to be one of the choices available. And that feels kind of limiting. You know, better to just have like whatever selections that are available, and then let Christmas let Winter's Veil stand on its own as its own thing. Dumb question: which PTR version is the housing? The 1127. It's not a dumb question, dude. You're good. But we're waiting. We're impatiently waiting. I'll just spin it up again just in case. Just in case. Another tool I'd like to see in the advanced mode is a multi-select. That'd be sick. But I think that kind of that falls under a similar scope to what I was talking about, where you kind of like, ooh, now it's okay. Now test server is up. Something different happened. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, um, so going back to this example, this is an example of multiple select. You know what I mean? Where we can select all these things. So I would like to have ways to manually do that. So if I want to take these 3 fences, I want to be able to select and then shift click and then shift click and shift click and then be able to move these things around. I think the challenge comes from wanting to do more than the most basic of manipulation, because something like this is easy. You like it's a pretty simple coordinate change and a very easy calculation to be like, okay, so everything's here, I move stuff here, and then things just they change with like, very easy, again, calculations. But if I wanted to do something like rotate, right? Now there's the question of how would it rotate? Would it rotate relative to my selection here, the base item? Is it going to rotate relative to like this item here? Like, how would that work? And I don't know. So we're introducing like different levels of complexity that I don't think have an answer yet. So that's why it's not a thing. I'd like it to be a thing, but how exactly would that work? I don't know. Do you think we'll be able to have macro selecting furniture and coordinates? Oh, so like be able to like select a thing and then like hit a key and then it'll automatically zip somewhere or something like that? That'd be interesting. But I don't know. I think that is a borderline add-on question. Because it'd be really cool if there was a way to have add-ons settle this. That'd be sick. Oh, like click winter. Oh, okay. So you would want to like, well, I think that's tantamount to setting a profile, right? So like if I have like the house as is and whatnot, and I just want to set it to like, hey, let's set up the whole winter thing, and then it's the exact same house, exact same setup, but with winter stuff on it, then you put it up. That should be a thing, but it doesn't sound like import export options are going to be a launch thing. It doesn't sound like it. They were very cagey on, or they straight up said, when it comes to features like that, as well as other features that we just want to have, they're going to slow roll it. They had said, which is kind of unencouraging, but oh well. All right, where was I? Portals between trees. That would be sick. Or I can just have like a really like, I guess depending on how many trees I get, I can just have like a whole bunch of them, and then just make it seem like really dark. Okay, would I be able to do that? I guess I can have like kind of a shady thing, but it wouldn't be that dark. It would still be pretty bright inside. So it's too bad that there's only 2 levels of lighting. Out here, you're either in the sun or out of the sun, and like that's it. There's no in between. Like you can't, like you'd have to change the lighting effects as a whole if you wanted to create like this, here's the lot, but then here's a whole bunch of foliage and all this other stuff, and then so your actual path going in is going to look like really dark. I mean, you could sort of achieve it, but it wouldn't quite look right. If it means having a polished import export feature is worth the wait, I don't think it's worth the wait. Honestly, I think we're at this point, we're at this momentum where not having it sucks, right? But I'd rather have something now than not. I think that ship is sailed. Like if they were to say, oh, we're going to delay it because this one thing that is important isn't available yet, people would lose their minds. They would lose their minds. They'd be like, nah, you teased us this much, dude. You can't. Because that just introduces the whole we're gonna wait forever, and that's not gonna happen. How's it going? Get on the remix? At the moment, I'm checking out some alpha stuff. People are getting pretty antsy, waiting for housing stuff to be testable on the PTR. Folks are, well, okay, I guess I'm doing it too. Just kind of like reloading the PTR to see what happens. How common are interactable items? Do they seem like they'll be rare or pretty common? There are not too many interactable items. What is it that you're wondering about specifically? Like doohickeys? Like things you can sit on or whatnot? Yeah, because there are not a whole lot of items like that. Like I can go here and I can like, oh, let me go to this fireplace and let me turn down the fire. Yay! Or let me turn down the lights. I think lights can be manipulated too. Good morning, Mary. Housing is not every feature. I want day one trash that. Yeah. I mean, there's already so many things that are going to be limited. Like, hey, there's only so many races that'll be available. You know, so it's like they have a landfill full of features that people want, and it's like, how do you prioritize that? I don't envy what they're going through right now. Imagine changing light energy sources to fire electric. Okay, did I do anything in the house here? I don't think I did much in the Alliance one. I put a little bit more work in the Horde one. All right, yeah, I was doing kind of like a layout of things that I wanted to do. This is from like a week ago or so. So like, I think the vision I had was, you know, here's like, out here would be like a whole dedication to shields. I'd just have shields everywhere. That's the idea. And then going forward, that would be the main feature. He would be going for shields, and you know, I'd be, oh, look at all my stuff, yay! And then I would just it would kind of extend out. And I think here I wanted to have like a little coffee shop sort of thing where I'd have like tables set up, people would just chill. I'd have, I don't know, guild things, you know, trophies or whatnot, and then here would be like, you know, more tables, and I'd set up a little coffee shop, and I'd just be like a cozy little spot. But then going forward here, that's where I would probably have like the actual living space, and then it would just extend out, something like that. I'm not on the PTR. I'm on the alpha right now. But now it's different. Now I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I'm going to have at some point, like, I want to have a large room at some point, and I'm going to have this large room be like, I'm going to have walls set up, you know, different walls set up. I'm not just going to use these walls, and I'm going to make a little cubby. And this little cubby is going to have something like, let's see, I'm sure I got a bed somewhere around here. So I'm going to find like a really, really simple bed, which I guess I'm kind of stuck with this one, you know, something like this, but then it's got to be like really small. Yeah, like something that's barely passable. Actually, no, I don't even think a bed will do. But then I'll also need to kind of phase it in so it's like a half bed. So you like I barely have like just a really, really tight space where I barely have room, and then in the end here it's going to be like the cannon control, something like that. Like just like this hidden thing, and then it'll be separated, you know, it'll be obscured by, you know, some sort of, let's see, miscellaneous all, where's like the door thing? There we go. So it would be like, I'd have a, you know, bunch of things here, and, oh, I don't have enough. You know, so I'd have a wall of stuff, and it's like, okay, yeah, cool, and then I open it up, and then here's like the little, haha, here's my little secret vase where I do shenanigans and look at porn and all this other stuff. But then now here's like the outside bed. It's like, oh, I'm so normal. Look at me. Anyway, close the door, even though I don't have enough walls. for okay, I'm sure I could like set up some walls if I have walls. Come on, walls. I'm out of walls. The other house has all the walls. Okay, fine. Any update on the PTR? Nope, not a thing. Pinterest gonna be popping when housing launches. That'd be cool. Yeah, like we're already seeing like little communities popping up, celebrating housing and stuff. It's just gonna get crazier once early access starts. Think about trying to play some WoW, but gotta get permission from the cats, otherwise they'll get in the way. Am I gonna set up HOA rules for the no, I'm not. Did I see the tips for living spaces? It's directed to male decorators and it's very fun and helpful. I saw it. Or I skimmed through it. Sorry. You have 11 cats? Okay, that's a lot of cats. How do you herd that many cats? Holy moly. I'm on alpha, not the PTR. Okay, I was gonna do another load, but I guess that's not gonna happen. Yeah, still no word. Bummer. 11 cats is a full-time job. I hope you're getting paid, because damn. Okay, let me go to the other house. Let me see if I can kind of like start envisioning my cannon kind of my cannon control house. A big thanks to Monkey Pocket and to Lunavia. There we go. Thank you for the primes. Have I found my ideal housing plot yet? No, not really. I have some candidates and all of them will work out. So I'm not like super picky, but it's like, okay, this would be cool, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not tripping over it. Dark Soul, thank you for the prime, dude. But they make it so we can place our companion pets inside our houses. I want cats everywhere. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I saw something from an interview with Ian where he said that something about pets that's like a thing they want. And I can't seem to be able to go in my house. No, let me in. Please? Did I break my house? Crap. I wonder if it's because I moved the entrance. Yeah, let's try that. See if that fixes it. Let me in. Yay! Interesting bug. All right. Hello, chair. So like one thing so maybe something that I could do is like have the cannon control here instead. So like I'll close off, what I could do is close off these walls or close this off and make them into sections so I can have like this whole separate space for it. That might work. Yeah, so you can kind of see here like I made like a whoops, but waiting until the pets are coming and not launch, they need to figure out pathing. Yeah. I remember very early on, this is back during the Boston trip where I talked with one of the devs and they were like, one of the most difficult things even now in WoW is pathing. How do you path NPCs? And you know, they talked about how it's difficult, but also how do you do that pathing knowing that player housing is a thing with user-generated content and players will be able to move things however they like? and thus kind of disrupt that. So I think what they're trying to develop, or what they're trying to do, is create, this sort of like AI kind of pathing that lets the pet like not just like walk through stuff and can actually identify things. Not so much that, oh, let's have the pet jump onto the couch. I mean, that'd be awesome. But if anything, just try to avoid it, I don't need my pets to move, to be honest. I think that's one of the things where they're like, I think they want to wait for it to be in a certain state before they want to let that feature be in. I don't think they want a pet to just like sit there like it's a statue. They want, that I'm sure there's plenty of decor, for things like that. But as for the actual pet, they want it to be able to walk around. So no, thank you for subbing, dude. Just put AI. Yeah, it's so easy. Just put AI on it. No problem. And Elder Scrolls, they just let the player path NPCs around their house, otherwise they're stationary, give us the tools for it. There's that too. So it's the question of, do they want to just do the tools? Do they want to do they want it to be automatic? Because I guess the thing is, feel free to share your take on it. I feel like the best thing for them to do is to do the whole AI pathing thing, because they could just set it and then that's it, it's done. And then they can kind of hold off things for later. If I recall, pathing for NPCs was not available at launch either for ESO. That took a while until it could come in. And I don't think that they offer like an AI option, where they just kind of like wander around. I mean, that'd be kind of weird too, for like NPCs, because it's like, what if you want to talk to them? What if you need to like buy something or, do whatever with them? They do that with sanctuaries. The pets roam around the island and not into things. Yeah, so there's like workarounds that they'll try to do to avoid that. So I think what WoW's trying to do, they're trying to, go the quote extra mile and make it so that the pets actually can identify with stuff. Now, as for whether or not, like for example, in this case, if there was like a room behind there, will they actually interact with these things and then go into the secret room? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I want both. I want AI pathing, but also add my own pathing for specific characters. So now that's two features that the WoW team needs to put in. So like the question isn't, hey, we don't want to do this. It's more like, what do they have time for? And you can ask 10 people different, hey, what do you want that's not in yet, and then you'll get like all sorts of different answers. So that I think is like the horror of developing something like this, especially now that we're like 20 years in. There's a lot of catch up, and there's only so much time to implement all that. And it's not even just a matter of, hey, let's make it happen. They need to actually tool it to make it something that's fairly friendly for players too. Personally, I think that doing the whole, hey, just do your own pathing, I feel like that even for players is a bit too overwhelming to provide as a launch feature, because people are going to be worried. They're going to be probably most concerned about, I just want to level up my house. I want to be able to learn how these controls work. I want to collect things and do all that. And the AI pathing thing, it's just one more thing to pile on that might feel overwhelming and doesn't offer enough of a value prop. So I think they're just waiting. I'd rather have Liz to figure out how to save individual rooms, or give us a workshop where we can mess around with ideas and undo and quality of life of things for decorating before they work out pet pathing. And there's all sorts of other things where people are like, I want them to do this first before that, and so on and so forth. And they're all reasonable takes. These are all things that we would love to have. It's just PTR, yeah, it's been down since last week. I think most players need to chill and let the housing come out and let Blizzard getting housing to the right place before they add pets and other things players are crying about. I think it's okay that people are speaking up and talking about stuff. You know, folks will get emotional about it. They'll get mad. They'll be like, it's not in yet. Blizz fixed the game, yada, yada, yada. But there's only so much you can do. I'm sure they have their own roadmap. I just wish they shared some of that so that we can have like a taste of like, okay, we want to know like what's to come. But it's almost the end of the year. We still haven't gotten a 2026 roadmap. I doubt we're going to get a very specific housing roadmap, but boy, it'd be nice. Right? It would be nice to have that. Pit Battle Team will be out of work soon. They can do that. I still haven't paid attention to what's going on with pet battles. I'm hearing that it's still in. I'm hearing that it's not. I haven't paid too much attention. From the sounds of it, my understanding is that it's in, but most of the pets, not all, but most of the pets right now in the alpha don't have combat stuff. It's expected that they'll be added back in, but not for all of them. Something like that. But the one firm change is that capturing pets is going to be like simplified, and I know that like the hardcore pet collectors, they've had words about that. So I'd still rather have them getting housing together even after release before they added other stuff. Okay. Now what am I going to do? Because we're a few minutes away from lunch. So I could either pop off for the day, or I can just keep hanging out and keep coping for the possibility that housing will become a thing, or the PTR will be up. Okay, I'm gonna take a risk here. We did get a New Year sub incentive post. What's that? Gonna get lunch, find out PTR open 10 minutes after you. That's happened. Or things like that have happened. I think that happened the other week. Where I think it was like Alpha. Yeah, when Alpha started, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna pop off, see you guys, and then Alpha was up, and I was like, oh, I don't have roulette right now. And I'm on the Alpha, so I don't even think I have anything. People can and should be saying what they want to be added to housing. Blizzard will get to it. Yeah. I say keep being civil about it. You know, don't be knocking down doors and all that stuff, or being like, raw, housing sucks. They should be working on fixing the remix first, or something like that. There are less productive ways to go about the conversations. Sparkle bull meat. All right. Anyway. All right. I don't think I'm going to get an answer. I was like trying to reach out. I'm like, so you're going to hook me up with some insider information? But yeah, I'm not that cool with them. I fully expect pet battles going the way of archaeology, a system that probably got even less engagement. They keep pets as pure vanity pets, but the battling will probably not continue. Like, is it I'm pretty sure that I saw statements saying that, yeah, there still will be pet battles. New 12-month sub gifts. Oh, are there? Oh, let's see what they are. All right, 12 months. What do you got? You got nothing that I can see here. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, this is not new, but this looks pretty cool. Well, I had posted it? Okay. I like that art. It's pretty sick. Totally AI. New 12-month sub rewards: Astral Oryx Mount and Lunar New Year Scorching Horse. That's a crazy winged looking horse guy. And that's what is that? Oh, it's like a bull flying thing. Old pet battles will exist, but new ones I doubt. I think they added family battler achievements to old expansion pet trainers. Okay. Thanks for useful videos. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for the kindness. Sparkle blur. That was a terrible angle. Lol, took me a second to realize I was. Yeah. I was like, is it like a sea creature? No, not a sea creature. It's a flying bull. That looks pretty nuts though. As far as I know, my 1-year status thing has been maintained, so I'm going to expect it to come at some point. Like I think the previous 6-month or whatever mount thing that came out, I think that one had it took a while for it to show up, but it eventually showed up on my thing because I had my status. So all right, I'm gonna take a risk. And I'm gonna pop off. I think I'll head out for the day so I can have lunch. Maybe try to look at some. I was pissed off. I was trying to look at profession stuff in the alpha because I wanted to be like, okay, guys, here's what I'm gonna do this week. I'm gonna look at professions, and so I went through the motions of things, and I spent a few hours like gathering stuff and getting those things. So I could talk a little bit about gathering professions and like some other high level stuff, but as soon as I popped onto like blacksmithing, I'm like, all right, let me make some blacksmithing stuff. Like there's a certain reagent that I need, like the flux items that blacksmiths use. You can't find it. It's nowhere. I go to the vendors, not there. I tried going to alternate vendors, not there. I was very sad songed about that. So I'm like, okay, maybe this whole momentum, maybe I should have checked to see what was capable before talking it up in a video. But yeah, I know. If I go to lunch and I come back and PTR's up, then I'll be back and I'll like hang out for a few more hours and like do stuff, and we'll see like what's new and we'll cover stuff. Otherwise, though, yeah, I'm not gonna pop on and be like, oh, let's go remix and wait for a little bit longer. I wonder about the ores and herbs. They most actually might be the same ones because we've been there. You know what's funny, Lo-Fi? Like, so here's a preview of like the gathering stuff. Like, basically, the mining stuff. There is copper, special tin, and and special silver. So it's just like it just has like a different name to it, but it's copper, tin, and silver that you'll be going for. And then I think there's like the rare metal is going to be like an arcanite kind of sounding thing. So it has like, so it sounds like it's the old stuff, but it's not really old stuff. Um, there are certain, they're going back to like the elemental stuffs. So if you happen to see mines that are next to, like in kind of a void biome of the zone. So like right now we're in Zulaman. There's like a voidy area, and mining nodes that are next to it, they have like this whole void bound affix to it where you mine it and then you get sucked in, and then I don't know what's supposed to happen after that, but you get sucked in. There's an affix called wild where you mine something or you pick something and then a bunch of mobs spawn and you die because they're like super overpowered. They have like crazy attack speed and you just die if you're not a tank. It's hilarious. But it's clearly like not done yet. And that's why I think on the roadmap, professions are, it says that they're testable like right from the jump, but they're not really. High level professions are going to be testable later on, but I'm hoping in this next build, it's going to be a bit more stable that I can at least look at stuff. Because I can look at, I think tailoring. No, alchemy is something that I can look at, but there isn't really anything new. The fundamentals of gathering, nothing really changed there. The biggest change, though, overall, is that each profession, this is hardly going to apply for most people, but each profession is going to have its own separate artisan acuity to it. So there's like a blacksmithing acuity, an alchemist acuity, that sort of thing. One of the major intents of that is to prevent what's happened in previous expansions, where like the whales, basically the really profession minded people, they would learn a bunch of professions, get a bunch of acuity, and then be able to buy a bunch of recipes that way and just kind of get ahead of the game. You can't do that anymore. But so far that's it for that. There isn't a whole lot of other information. I did manage to look at like blacksmithing recipes, but I didn't see anything new, which is really disappointing because it's like, oh, it's just the same old stuff. You can make all the fundamentals and tools and armor and weapons, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for fun stuff though. So those are the kinds of things that I want to explore, but unfortunately I wasn't able to look very deep into it. It's very sad. Nikhil, thank you very much for the prime. Appreciate that. So anyway, let me do one more check on the Peter, just in case. Otherwise, I'm hungry. What am I gonna have? Soup. Yeah, soup. Internal alpha, bait, nope, not working. Okay, let me double check if like updates work real quick. Close this guy. Try to do an updatey thing. If it lets me. Why did you not use your streamer privilege to activate the housing PTR stuff? Because I have the alpha. So I'm good. I am good. And all y'all can watch. No, I'm just messing. I did try to ask around, but I didn't get anything out of it. Okay, it's not even letting me check. Okay, maybe it just knows. It's like, dude, I already checked for updates. Don't ask me again. Right, one more load. Load. One more, and we'll call it a day for now. When do we get to do the housing if we pre-purchase the Epic Pack? That's going to be December 2nd. December 2nd. I have power. Yeah. What kind of power, you ask? Okay, so I'm going to call it for myself at least. But I am going to keep an eye out and see like when it's going to be back up. And if it comes back soon, then I may return. If not, then we're going to seethe and wait some more. So I'm going to end things for now. You guys have a great rest of your day. May your loots be merry. I hope that whatever y'all decide to do for raid nights or whatnot tonight, that they go well. And I'll see you guys for the next thing. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay breezy.